And we are back here with not more Sparkling Tuna Cup, but OSC King of the Hill. That is, of course, what we are doing now. I did not prepare an intro for this.
And welcome back,
Yes.
everybody, to OSC King of the Hill weekly number 105. Oh, we just finished up our broadcast of Sparkling Tuna Cup number 24. Again, a bit of a shout out to Krystianer. He was able to become our champion there, and I'm sure we're going to see him later on tonight, as this is a very special event. A King of the Hill, not the most orthodox of tournament formats, and we already have our first series, our first matchup.
Yeah, more TVZ coming our way here in today's broadcast, and it is an interesting one. Here we are spawning on a map we haven't seen in a long time. Everdream LE. What was Steel's beam for this? I don't remember what it was. In the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner, we of course have our blue Terran player coming out from the land of Romania. He, of course, is going to be representing Team Roddy. I knew that. He is CuKu.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Everdream LE, we have the Mexican Zerg player himself. He is red, representing Team GP. It is Cham.
Been a long time since I was able to cast El Campeón himself.
Oh yeah, El Champion, papi. He is here, El Chupacabra, if you will. He sucks the blood of goats, because he is a goat. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Goat Slayer.
The Goat Slayer himself. He's amazing, he's beautiful, and yes, as you pointed out, we are here on an older map because OSC events do things a little bit different.
Oh yeah, I definitely appreciate it. You see a couple of old favorites coming out here. Wait, did I like this map or did I hate this map?
It's been a long.
I think I liked it.
It's been like 2 years, or maybe even 3 years. Like Jesus. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since we played on Everdream, a long time. But for those wondering, OSC, or Eddie specifically, he actually kind of polled. He asked all the OSC Elite players, and he made them vote on what maps to use in their events. This was done last season because we were stuck with an old map pool for a long time. So to spice things up, he did kind of leave it up to the players on what they wanted, and that has kind of they've stuck with it.
I would love if 1 month for April Fools or something, he polls the players and then picks the least voted map for each thing.
That would be awful. That'd be absolutely
awful.
It
would be terrible. That's why only I could think of such things.
Shaking my head, mate.
It'd be cruel.
Yeah. This isn't the first time that we've casted a King of the Hill tournament. If you don't remember, we were actually a part of the 24-hour King of the Hill that OSC hosted a couple of months ago now, where a bunch of people united. It was ourselves, it was Steadfast, Wardy, Chicken Man, Behemoth. We rotated between ourselves to cast for 24 hours. A King of the Hill. It was intense.
Yeah, I don't think there was a king. There was a player who played for 24 hours, though, understandably.
Well, Bly was there in the beginning and the end.
Yeah, it's coming back to me.
He played, then went to bed, then woke up and played again. Like, it was insane. It was insane. Oh, God. But Cham is already doing Cham things. Cham isn't the most standard player at all, especially in ZBT. And as we see, he's going for a bit of a hidden rotorn.
Yeah, very, very quickly. He's still minding the gas. He is for a little bit of a rush.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, across the map, CuKu did open up pretty standard. He went for a 1-1 3cc before Starport, so a very economic opener. And looking at his vision, unfortunately, he just hasn't been able to see too much. He does have a Hellion and Cyclone here active on the map, and he has to catch wind of what is going on as to what tech Cham is going for.
And so far he's being a little bit conservative, understandably, since he does only have 2 Hellions out in the map right now. Just skirting the edges of the bases, hopefully able to get a tumor or some lings, but little does he know. that's not what he needs to look out for.
Yeah, he needs to recognize either the saturation or the lack of Evo chambers even availing this here outside the natural base. Roaches are now already coming out, and again, CuKu is in the dark. He is actually nicely kind of transitioning a little bit. He's banking up Marauders. It looks like he wants to go for a Marauder Hellbat push, and I don't know how well that's going to work against Roaches.
Yeah, I mean, getting Marauders is a nice little touch, but he's not going to have too many of them by the time these Roaches hit, and he's definitely not going for a bunker. Cham still keeping his Roaches hidden for a very long time. Now, finally, it's been scouted, but I think it's a little too late right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Roaches are on the way. These Hellions / Hellbats aren't going to do anything, but as you were saying, these two Marauders can do a lot of damage in the backline. And what's important is that, again, Cham hasn't really overcommitted to Roaches. He only made a handful of them. He's pushing out with 9 Roaches, and he's going to run in to some Marauders on high ground.
Yeah, surprisingly able to break on through. Takes out a Hellion, but yeah, now once he sees that there are more Marauders where that came from, he is completely unwilling to keep this aggression up.
Yeah, but regardless, you know, the damage has been done. Again, CuKu ideally wanted to hit with Hellbat Marauder, and now he's forced to back off. He's forced to be more defensive. He overreacted by throwing down 2 bunkers, or he respected the Roach push, I should say, and his kind of timing that he wanted to hit now isn't going to be a thing. He's forced to back off and forced to macro instead.
And with that, Cham knows CuKu doesn't have any map presence whatsoever. He grabs his 4th base.
Yeah, 4th base is on the way. We do have a little bit of aggression, a little bit of a drop slipping into the main base. It is a Hellion drop. It gets 2 drones, but only 2 drones. Cham is doing a great job so far at defending and droning up and catching up. Meanwhile, CuKu has, because of like his initial opening, because he got concussive shell first, it doesn't mean that his stim is a little bit later. It means that he can't really be too active, at least with his Marines.
Yeah, we are transitioning now to our mid game, which is exactly where Cham wants to be. With all these Roaches and whatnot. He's going to be committing to them for a little while longer, not going to be, or at least he shouldn't be getting his Hydroden or anything just yet.
Yeah, he shouldn't be, as so far he's just committed to nothing but Roaches. He's working on 1-1, so he has the option, as you were saying, to go into Roach, eventually Lurker, if he wanted to, or he could just commit and just make nothing but Roach Ravager. It's been a while since we've seen it, but like it's still very viable.
Yeah, especially against a player who is especially when you do have a player as aggressive as Cham against a player like CuKu, who's forced to be in a bit of a defensive position like this. You know, the main strength of Roach Ravager builds in ZVT is containing the Terran opponent.
Yeah, it really is, and we'll see if he's going to be able to do so. Like, CuKu is taking his 3rd base. It's honestly looking pretty exposed here. This is kind of the downside of Everdream, is the fact that, you know, it's on the low ground. There are multiple avenues of attack as well. It's quite exposed. It's all coming back to me.
Now I remember why I didn't like this map. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. Like, the nostalgia is real. And Cham, he's done droning. He's hit that 66 drone mark.
Yeah, this is more than enough to sustain a Roach production on 4 bases. And Roach production is what Cham is exactly going for. I mean, he's holding out at R-key. I'm just looking at the minimap and I'm just seeing dots of red quickly make their way across the map. Very nice tank positions from CuKu. It's going to be a little bit tough for Cham to break this, but only 1 tank.
Yeah, exactly. We have 1 tank on the low ground, 1 tank on the high ground. We do have a full surround here, and CuKu, his tanks are just going to crumble in the sight of Roach Ravager.
Every single angle here on the high ground. 1 tank remaining, but now that biles have been reset or came off cooldown, they will be going down as well. GG, Cham takes game number 1.
Ooh,
CuKu, unfortunately, will be knocked out.
GG, well played. Well played. Cham will take a bit of a win here. Fun fact, he is the reigning king, I believe, from
el campeón.
See, from a previous week of OSC, of the OSC King of the Hill. And yeah, that was really well done there by Cham. It's just really unfortunate. This map specifically, and that 3rd base location is quite exposed. And as we saw, Cham had so many angles of attack with his Roach Ravager. He just came in like almost from every angle.
You know what? That's what I miss about Everdream. And also what I hate about it. But mostly miss.
Yeah. I mean, again, a bit of a blast from the past. You love to see it. Cham will take the first game, and now we are here waiting, ready and waiting to see who comes out next. As you know, there is a bit of a process here as to the challengers for OSC King of the Hill.
And they all have to draw straws. Rock, paper, scissors each other to see who gets the privilege of facing the king of the hill.
There you go. I did just want to clarify to people in the chat here. Basically, there is a pool of players, but specifically this pool of players comes from OSC Elite members. OSC, they have a subscription service where if you become a part of it, I believe it's like $5 USD a month or something along those lines, you can participate in these events. Not just the King of the Hills, but they also run monthly tournaments and other events as well throughout the course of the month. And they take part in these.
Yeah. Obviously based on, who is available at the time. It's, up to their discretion.
Yes. And there's players like Cham, Krystianer, Solar, I believe Keen, maybe even Bjorn as well. Like, there are a surprising amount of really, really good players that are a part of this and can take part in these events. And it's really worth it for them because, I mean, the money can add up. It can stack up, especially in these King of the Hill tournaments.
Yeah, it's $5 a month for potentially playing in tournaments that will add up to something like $500 or something like that a month. Pretty good. Worthwhile.
Oh yeah. I was just quickly double checking, and yes, Nightmare, Micah, HonMonO, Percival, to name only a few. Demi, Arrogfire. There's a lot of top tier talent here from all over the world, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing some of them here tonight. It's just up to Mate Eddie to kind of figure out who's going to be coming up next against Cham.
He is the sorting hat.
Yes.
He will decide. But while this time is being taken to determine the next challenger to El Campeón, Kuro is going to be humping in here as I pass out.
Thank you so much, Yaku, for joining me for not just Sparkling Tuna Cup, but also the first game. Thank you.
It was fun. I like seeing Cham.
I see Everdream.
Yeah. So I will bid you all adieu. I may have lied earlier on when I said that I wouldn't be here, but I was. And enjoy the what's the sound that fabric makes? I was gonna do something about the casting. I was gonna go into a whole thing about the casting jersey, but yeah, enjoy the casting jersey, Kuro. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, Yaku, for everything. And it looks like we are going to be getting into our second game, and I am going to be joined by the casting jersey herself.
Why, hello there. Haven't heard me for a while, huh?
Hello. Welcome, Kuro. Welcome. For those who don't know, Kuro has been regularly casting our Team League matches with me over the weekends, but our Team League matches have kind of ended for the time being. And yeah, thank you for joining me again.
Yes, thanks for bringing me up here. I have been adminning today's tournament, so I have been in the chat this whole time, but now you can see me on the stream as well. So hey.
Oh yeah, we actually didn't get to give you much of a shout out, but Kuro is the main admin for Sparkling Tuna Cup. She also does social media as well whenever we go live, and she does all the posts. So yeah, without Kuro, the CranKy Ducklings wouldn't be able to run as smoothly as it does. So thank you so much, Kuro. Thank you.
Quack.
Let's get some thanks, Kuro, in the chat.
I mean, look, Light is the pillar of the broadcast. I'm the pillar of the tech support. Okay, that's how it works.
There we go. As we are going to be getting in here, yes, it is. We are still in the land of the Americas, and we have our challenger.
Oh, who may it be? Oh, really? I haven't seen this player in a while.
Yeah, we may have casted him earlier today in the grand finals of our tournament. Again, hopefully he's not feeling too bad about his loss in the finals, but it is going to be Nicoract.
Yeah, we literally just casted him like less than an hour ago, and now he's here playing another tournament. So, hey, might as well.
Right.
I will say I'm just happy to see Cham again. I miss Cham because like like in the days of Battle of the Americas, we had Cham on our channel like every week.
Mhm.
And what happened? What happened to those days?
What happened indeed? Feels bad, man. He used to be here every week in Battle of the Americas and Batalla de las Americas. But at least we get to see him again.
Yes. But right now, we are loaded into our next map, which is Stargazers, and we are looking at the base of the Red Terran, representing Russia, not Belarus, and Psystorm Gaming. It is Nicoract.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Stargazers, we have the Mexican Zerg player himself representing Team GP. It is Cham. Oh boy, and yeah, I see chat catching up. Another tournament? What? Yes, we do have another tournament here. We are just starting with OSC King of the Hill. I believe do we have a set amount of games that are going to be played?
I think we do. I think the games are set, which is 13. Yeah, looks like we will have 13 maps today. As for who's gonna be playing, well, we do not know. Eddie is the one managing the players, and we are as much for a surprise as everybody in the chat. So we will see how this tournament will unfold.
Yes. 13 best of ones are before us. We already have one under our belts, and we'll see where we go from here. We'll see how much of a run Cham can go for, because he already has one win under his belt. He already took down one European Terran. Now he has a second before him. But again, he's crazy. He just came in second in Sparkling Tuna Cup. You know, that's a pretty impressive feat, you know?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's a pretty prestigious tournament, you know? Not gonna lie.
I mean, didn't he also beat Demi on the way to get there?
Yeah. He beat Demi.
So now, so now he has some Zerg experience now.
Yeah, he is warmed up already. But so is Cham. And again, Cham is a very unique player. As we saw last game, he is not afraid to just be hyper-aggressive, cut workers at 66 and just go Mass Roach Ravager. He has a very unique style of ZVT. He's even the kind of player, if you remember, against Special Juanito, he would go Swarm Host against Bio.
Oh.
Like that's the kind of player that he would be. So like he is willing to mix things up. He can play Muta as well. I honestly can't remember the last time. I don't know if Cham has ever made lurkers.
I don't think so. No, I like when I think about Cham, I think more about roaches. Really.
Yeah.
Like roaches seem to be like he's more like iconic unit, unless he's just like cheesing. That's also in his repertoire.
Yeah. He cheeses. He plays Lingbane Muta. It's maybe a little bit of Lingbane Hydra. I can't quite recall. But we'll see. We'll see what he has in store for us here. As so far, the openers are relatively standard. We do have a 1-1-1 opener from Nicoract, not a 3cc before Starport, so not very economic. So could be looking to go into something like Banshee or even BC.
Yeah, indeed. We're gonna find out soon. By the way, as you were casting, the chat came up with a new meme.
What is it?
If you're from Texas, then I'm from Alabama, apparently.
What? What? But I'm not from Texas.
That's not what the chat says.
Shake! Exclamation mark Funada for sure is in the chat. Shout out to Cynical Death as well. It's been a while since I've seen old mate Cynical in the chat. Ooh, okay, looks like the lava barely survives. And I was talking about it earlier. I was smelling BCs. I know what it tastes like because I've seen it plenty of times on the ladder.
Oh yeah. Yeah, as we have that fusion car being dropped down right now and the production is being prepared, as these Hellions are still dancing with the queens, but they are in position to protect the bases of Cham. But we will see if he's prepared for these BCs, because they are coming.
Yeah, they are going to be on the way, and it's gonna take quite some time for Cham to scout this. I love that Nicoract does have a patrolling marine here in his pocket base to make sure any kind of overlord is not gonna find its way into the main. And Cham is playing blind, but because he's playing blind, he's playing it safe. He's not stopping queen production at all.
Yeah, the queens are the one thing that will definitely save him. He does not have any spores, so those mineral lines are a bit vulnerable, but if he can rotate the queens in time, he should be able to hold it.
Yeah, and Cham is making a surprising amount of queens as well. Typically, your standard amount are 8 queens in total. We already have 8. We have a 9th queen on the way. We have 4 spores on the way. Cham recognizes the potential for a BC build from Nicoract, despite the fact that Cham, if we look at his vision, he actually hasn't seen a single thing across the map. So he's just trying to prepare himself, trying to prepare for anything that could come his way.
Look, any Zerg nowadays has experience being BC'd, okay? Like, we're all traumatized as Zergs.
Oh yeah.
So you just prepare just in case. Even if it doesn't happen, at least you don't die to it.
Yeah, Kuro doesn't even ladder, and she's even traumatized as well. You know, it's terrifying.
I laddered. I played my 5 games and I got BC'd in those 5 games.
Speaking of BCs, here we go. The first BC is coming here onto the front lines to support these Lings. We do see, to support the Hellions. The Queens are already in position, but they're being focused down.
Yeah, the Queens are trying to focus on the BCs, but the Hellions are there on the ground and they're slowly starting to die out. Where are the rest of them?
Yeah, the rest of them are coming in, but a lot of Queens have already gone down. Nice target fire, though. The BC is forced to back up. Too much damage has been dealt to it, and Cham will defend.
Yeah, I feel like because the creep spread has been a bit denied here and there by the Hellions, it's actually harder for Cham to reinforce with the Queens. But he has just enough to stop the attack for now, so good for him.
Yeah, I mean, he had 9 queens, and now he's knocked down to 4. He lost 5 queens in that defense. It was a hefty fight. And behind this, we have 2 port BC. The BC production is not stopping. Spire is on the way, by the way. It's almost halfway done. But I'm really worried. If you remember, this happened to Demi, where Nicoract scanned the main, and if he saw the Spire, he would just blink on top of it and just focus it down.
I mean, that can still happen. Even if it's in the natural, he may just stumble upon it, and the Queens might just not be able to rotate in time.
Yeah, exactly. Thankfully for Cham, the Spire wasn't in the main base. We saw scan. There's the second scan. There's the second scan. The Spire has been spotted. It cannot be transfused as it isn't done yet. But Nicoract actually doesn't dive on it.
Yeah, I mean, the Queens are there, but at the same time, the Hellions are in the south. So, yeah, I think he will try to spread the forces to attack with the BCs on the Spire, and the Hellions will do damage elsewhere.
Yeah, we do have a couple of transfuses, but that is it. That is all the energy we have to work with. It looks like the Spire will go down. Not before. That was so close. Cham has 9 Corruptors on the way, but he just lost an entire Mineral Line.
Yeah, as I said, those Hellions, they find their own damage as the BCs are distracting the rest of the army. Now the Lings will deal with the Hellions, but the damage has already been done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the BCs are still alive as well. They rotate over towards the 4th base. The 4th base is going to go down. It was weakened earlier because of the Hellions, and the BCs will be able to clean on up in 5 seconds. Yamato is going to finish. The hatch goes down. So does 1 BC, but that was 25 drones and a hatchery for a single BC.
Yeah, and the Spire. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of great damage for Nicoract, and now Cham has to figure out what to do next.
Exactly. I mean, Cham does reset the BC count, which is pretty significant, but you know what? Do we have enough Lings to stop these Hellions? They try to force their way into the natural base. The Lings are being cleaned up. Roaches are on the way, but they're not ready yet, and the Hellions, they want more drones.
Yeah, the Queens are trying to catch up with the Hellions, but there is that problem with the creep being cleaned earlier, so it takes them a long time to get to another base. And the Hellions can just switch.
Yeah, they just rotate over towards the linear third. More drones are falling left and right. 10, 12, 13. I'm afraid to look at the units lost tab, but 39 drones have gone down this game. Aye. We do still have those Corruptors from earlier, and 9 Corruptors are good enough, but the economy of Cham is in shambles.
Yeah, I mean, not only is it in shambles, but the Hellions they are still alive. So at any moment, they can just go back and do even more damage. And because Cham has to focus so much on the defense, he doesn't have time to re-spread that creep. So once again, the Queens have a hard time reinforcing.
Yeah, they really do. Meanwhile, the Corruptors are trying to hunt down these BCs, but no, they run into 3 BCs. Yamatos are going to go up. 3 more Corruptors go down. And the scary thing about what just happened is that the Spire has not been remade. It only just now starts. Cham didn't know if Nicoract was gonna non-stop make BCs. Now he's aware. And this reaction is a little bit too late. Like, we still have very limited anti-air for Cham to work with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to look at Cham's situation. Like, even if he gets all this tech, like, does he have the economy to support it anymore? Like, with all the losses he suffered?
I mean, he's done a great job at re-droning, but that's easy to say because the Hellions are still here. If he's able to keep these drones alive, he does have a decent economy. He can recover if he's given time, but I mean, that's where I have to commend Nicoract because he's being as aggressive as possible. He's being as active as possible with these Hellions and with these BCs.
Yeah, like the Hellions are constantly looming around the bases of Cham. Now they are roaches, so they will be able to keep them away, but the BCs are coming from the south.
Yeah, exactly. They're not teleporting over, by the way, so they will be able to teleport away. They all have 4 Yamatos available. The Spire is still not done, which means we don't have any more Corruptors. We have 6 Queens and 4 Corruptors to defend against this, and 1 Queen already falls.
Yeah, 1 Queen falls on her own. The BCs are now in the base. Blue Flame is on the way, so these Hellions will also come with vengeance, and the last of the Corruptors are falling down.
Yeah, the Corruptor count gets reset, the Queens get focused down, there's just not enough anti-air, the BCs reign supreme, and they may just end the game on their own. Cham is going for a massive counterattack, but we have tanks and Hellbats here to defend. Nicoract is ready for this.
Yeah, these roaches will not do much damage at all. They may clean up a bit of the Hellions, but even not that. And the BCs, they are destroying everything.
Yeah, the spores are being rotated over. We have a couple of Corruptors on the way that are just barely coming out, but can Cham hold on to the base? It looks like he will. He forces a bit of a recall. He forces the teleport out. We just lost another 18 drones.
Yeah, that's a problem for Cham, that like he keeps losing all of these forces. And he also, because of how active Nicoract is, like Cham doesn't have much vision on the map either, so it's hard for him to predict where these attacks are coming from, and hard for him to split his army appropriately.
Yeah, there's just been so much that's been going on here. Looking at the units tab, I was afraid, but Cham has 0 queens. That's why he doesn't have a lot of creep spread, because he's been forcing to use his queens to defend against the BCs and they just keep dying. So he has no map presence. He cannot rotate, or he struggles to rotate between his bases. He's kind of going for a desperation move right now. He's going for swarm hosts, which is good because he needs to be more efficient because he does have a bad economy. Oh god, he just has to make sure he doesn't lose too much more, as it looks like the swarm hosts get scouted.
Yeah, the Swarms get scouted. A few more drones fall down. Not a lot, fortunately for Cham, but still there's another loss. And this is not the end, as the BCs are once again coming in.
Yeah, and unfortunately in the last fight, 0 BCs died, so the BC count is getting higher and higher. It's getting to the point where Cham, he's just not going to have enough to defend, especially because we have 5 Yamatos available. Meanwhile, Cham is in position, so he is here to meet the BCs, thankfully. He does spot this, but he's still going to get Yamato'd anyway.
I like for a moment like it looked like they're just gonna sit there and look at each other. But no, Nicoract does push with the attack and taking down a few more of the Corruptors. There is quite a lot of them still, so they can take a BC or 2, but I don't know if it's enough to protect this base.
Yeah, and we have a teleport, so Nicoract, he shouldn't lose anything here. He's going to be able to teleport everything away, just trading as efficiently as possible, just killing more and more of these Corruptors. At the same time, Cham has to deal some counter damage. He has his Swarm Host. He does get spotted by the Sensor Tower, and the BCs do teleport right here in position.
Oh, he's actually going for the pocket base.
Yeah, I love
this. Not a bad choice.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to be able to get a turret. He's going to get a couple of workers. He's going to force a lot of lost mine time here. Again, finally, Cham is fighting back.
Yeah, finally he's getting some damage done, but like only 3 SCVs are actually falling down compared to all the losses that Cham has suffered. Not ideal.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where Nicoract is maxed and he has a more efficient army. He has a more, just a better army in general. He can just A-move across the map, to be honest. Like, Cham is really struggling to rebuild, and Swarm Hosts aren't the best defensive unit. He's going to get a wave of Locusts, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And look how many Hellbats there are anyway. So I don't know how effective these Locusts are even going to be.
Exactly. Here we go. The first wave is coming up. We do have a couple of Biles connecting with the army as well. Corruptors are coming in. The Biles do connect with the BCs. So best case scenario here for Cham, and even best case scenario, Cham is like Nicoract is still just pushing through.
Yeah, the BCs do have to teleport away because a lot of them got very damaged, but the tanks just keep pushing on, and now the Toro on the back is dealing with the Corruptors as well.
Yeah, and the BCs didn't teleport back home. They teleported into the main base. The aggression is non-stop here for Nicoract. The tanks, they just stutter step forward as well. Bottom right-hand base is going to go down. Third base goes down. Main base goes down. Cham is knocked down to only a single hatchery.
Well, technically 2 hatcheries because there is one at the front. No, this one. This on the front.
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
This is second match, maybe.
We see a scan. Nicoract wants to know if there are any bases left to kill. As far as he knows, he's killed everything. We do have the Swarm Host. They're still alive, by the way. They have another Locust Wave available, which will help. Oh god, but what you see is what you get here for Cham, and the Locust Wave, it's doing some work.
It's doing some work because Nicoract does not kite it all the way, and he does lose a few tanks to it, but once the Locusts are out, there's not much left at all.
Yeah, there's only a handful of Road-Traptor. It looks like it's going to be enough to clean up all these tanks, so Cham, again, he trades as best he can, but his economy is just non-existent. He's kind of all in, but like you can't really go all in on Swarm Host because you have like one push and that's it. So Nicoract has plenty of time to rebuild.
Yeah, gone are the days of Swarm Horse when they were just sending wave after wave after wave. Now you have one chance, and if it doesn't work, like yeah, your attack pretty much fails.
Yeah, to be fair though, again, we still have that one chance. Cham is ahead in the army supply right now, so he has to end the game here and now. He has to get the most perfect engagement here on top of these Thors. Tanks even.
Yeah, the Locusts land among the Hellbats, and most of them are being killed straight off. A few buys do connect, so this Thor is now very low, but this is the whole army Cham has.
Yeah, exactly. And at the same time, another Hellion run by here at the natural base for Cham. 7 more drones. 7+ drones are going to be going down here. Cham is forced to turn around. And this is the downside of his army. Again, he can poke in once with that Locust Wave, and then he has to wait to reset and get another wave.
Oh, the Swarm Horse, they're gonna be spotted by Nicoract, and they're gonna be killed off in the middle of the map.
Yeah, they need a couple more seconds. There we go. They do have another wave available. There we go. That's going to be able to slow him down. And Cham is going to try and catch this army unsieged.
Yeah, the Hellions unfortunately deal with the Locusts pretty well, so not a lot of damage. He did take a few mech units, which is always nice, but this army is still coming towards him.
Yeah, like Cham has to try and slow this down as best he can. We have a double scan here to try and find any mining bases here. Nicoract realizes how far ahead he is. Still has to respect this army though, as he's taking a lot of biles to the base.
Oh yeah, I mean, mech army isn't particularly known for being very mobile, and we can see why.
Yeah, exactly. A
but
couple more
yeah,
biles.
he has enough.
Yeah, he's going to be able to zone out the army. Meanwhile, in come those BCs, and there aren't very many corruptors here to defend, so this base is going to get taken out. It's not just the base, it is also the lair.
Yeah, that's the backup lair that Cham made. Ooh, the Locusts are actually dropping straight on the tanks, so they will be able to take them down.
Yeah, very impressive fight here by Cham. He does clean up all these tanks. He's going to be able to clean up all the Thors as well. There's still not much anti-air, but a couple of corruptors are coming out. GG gets called, though. Nicoract will be able to take the game.
So, Steelmold during that game said that I guess his economy is in shambles.
GG, well played. Congratulations to Nicoract as he does stop the run of the previous King of the Hill champion, El Chamaco Cham. A very, very nice win here. And yeah, with a very now abusive style, going for a BC opener into 2-port BC.
Yeah, I feel like it's, to be fair, I don't know if it was more like thanks to the BCs or more thanks to the Hellions. I feel like Hellions did a lot of work for Nicoract this game.
Yeah, the BCs were basically distracting Cham the majority of the time, whereas the Hellions were slowly dealing that much more economic damage, and things got out of hand really quickly. Again, it's really impressive to see Nicoract winning with that build, both against Demi and Cham now, back to back here in 2 different tournaments. Looking very strong, very strong. And again, Cham just didn't realize what was happening until it was a little bit too late. He didn't realize that it was 2-port BC, so because of that, it took him a long time to rebuild his Spire after it got cancelled. Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, Cham was just playing from behind for a long time there. He had some really impressive fights though. We got to give him credit, right?
Yeah.
Like that was like, despite being down so much in the economy, like he was getting some work done with those.
A lot of the engagements look very impressive. Like the positioning of them, especially like where like he like managed to drag the Terran army into his base to like close it from behind with the Swarm Horse. Like that was really nice.
Yeah, you could make an argument that I think in almost every engagement, Cham was like fighting better. Like he was just, you know, when it came to his biles, when it came to his positioning, when it came to his Locust Wave, like that was all very impressive. It's just because of his crippled economy, it just, there's only so much that can do for you. There's only so much that control can carry you in a game when you've lost 50 workers. Oof.
Yeah. It definitely feels like the losses of the earlier parts of the game were just too much to carry on later on.
And with that, GG, well played, Nicoract. We'll move on here. We'll take a win, and we'll see if he can continue on in his road to victory. Can he stay on the hill, as his opponent is going to be Demi? A rematch.
Really? Okay, Eddie, have you been watching STC?
And we're hopping over to Europe. If you could hop on over as well.
Okay. So everybody can see my true rank.
Oh boy,
my true European rank.
Yes, we are hopping on over across the ocean to the land of Europe. And yeah, as you were saying, for the people that are just tuning in now, we just previously casted Sparkling Tuna Cup, and Demi versus Nicoract was a series that we were able to cast like an hour and a half ago. Oh, good. And yeah, Nicoract was able to take the series 2-0 back then, but we'll see if Demi can get some of his revenge here, as he has stayed up, he got some food, he got some dinner, he is invigorated, reinvigorated, and he wants his revenge.
Yes, and we will see if he can get it, as we are now loaded into Cosmic Sapphire. And we are looking once again at our Terran. Representing Psystorm Gaming, it is none other than our current King of the Hill, Nicoract.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Indian Zerg player himself representing Alpha X. It is Demi. Boy, and if you remember, Nicoract was able to whip out two very interesting builds against Demi and Sparkling Tuna Cup. Game 1, just like against Cham, he went 2-port BC. Game 2, Nicoract went for a 2-1-1, but an all-in variant where he didn't have a third CC behind it. He just kept making Marines, tanks, and libs and just went for one strong push.
Yeah. I remember, was it Yaku that said that it was all or nothing and he went for all?
Yes.
Yep. Hashtag Yaku quotes.
Hashtag, I mean, he wasn't wrong, you know, Nicoract.
Yeah. Technically correct.
Technically correct. Unfortunately, in both games, Demi was looking a little bit too far ahead into the mid game, into a longer game, into a macro game, and he did suffer as a result. So we'll see if he has learned from that. Again, it's a brutal format, because for those wondering, this is a best of one.
Yeah. All of these matches are best of one. You get one game, one map, and whatever happens, happens. So I wonder what they're gonna do this time.
Yeah, we'll see. So far, pretty standard openers from both of our players. Nothing too crazy for the time being. Demi just making sure there's nothing going on, keeping a second overlord here outside his natural, just in case a bunker showed up, just in case a stray SCV, in case Nicoract was crazy enough to go for a kind of proxy racks. So yeah, we're just kind of checking each other here.
Yes, indeed. We don't have a 2-1-1 this time, so no, nothing crazy like the previous match.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering what they're gonna go for.
Yeah, no 2-1-1 here. We do have a Reaper first, as we usually see. It's going to be poking and prodding, just chipping away at these lings, trying to find whatever drone damage he can. Not just that, but also scout and make sure we have a third base and all that good stuff.
Yeah, nothing cheeky coming from Demi so far. Just 4 links, third base, like very calm, very standard way of playing. I like how he's hiding these links amongst the drones.
Yeah. Again, he's just waiting for the Reaper to try and dive in. Again, Nicoract confirms it's not going to be a 2-base all-in. Third base is on time, on location. And behind this, we see a 1-1-1 opener. Not going to be BCs this time, as there's a tech lab on that Rax. but could be a Banshee opener.
Oh yeah, definitely could. And I feel like we've been seeing more Banshees recently, or is it just me?
Yeah, we've been seeing some Banshee play today by Nicoract, by some of these other players as well. And there we go. There is that add-on switch, and we should be seeing said Banshee on the way.
Yeah, and the cloak too. So this is gonna be proper Banshee harassment. Demi has one Overlord on this side of the map, but it's in the middle, so I don't think he's gonna scout it anytime soon, unless the Banshee flies right through.
Yeah, we'll see if he goes in. I mean, he's well aware of the 1/1/1 opener because of these Hellions, so he's droning up, he's getting more Queens, he's getting a handful of Lings. Like, because he knows it's 1/1/1, he should be getting safety spores anyway.
Yeah. And I think he's trying to scout as well with his Lings in the base of Nicoract, but they were stopped at the wall, so no information there.
Yeah, he only saw more Hellions. That Overlord is now looking to dive on in, and it looks like the Overlord will see the Banshee, so Demi is now fully aware. We should be seeing some spores soon if he saw it with his own eyes.
Yeah, as they say, he saw, but did he saw it? Did he see it?
Yeah, his Overlord saw it, but did Demi see it? Because I'm worried we still don't have any spores. It's very possible that he was distracted. He tries to dip on in, but he gets denied by these Marines. And there's still no spores, and the lair just started.
Yeah, the Banshee is flying in right now. He's already in the base. At the same time, the Hellions at the third base are gonna roast a lot of drones.
Exactly. 4 drones already going down. It looks like he dives on in anyway. He doesn't care. He wants the damage. It looks like he'll get 12 in total. He will get cleaned up, but that Banshee in the main is going ham.
Yeah, the Hellions themselves got like 10 drones down, and the Banshee is only adding more insult to injury. 17 drones are already dead, 18, and only now the Queen is able to chase it away.
Yeah, exactly. Demi was just caught with his pants down. He just didn't have enough Lings in position. His Queens were out of position. He didn't have any spores. We have 2 more Banshees coming in, and there's still no detection.
The spore is in the making, but it's not ready yet. The Queens are trying to attack, but they're not able to. And the Banshees just fly away.
They do fly away in the end. It looks like there are enough Queens. Oh, the Creep Tour barely gets sniped here. Oh my god, not just 1, 2, 3? Jesus.
Yeah, that's a lot of inconvenience, let's put it that way.
Yeah, already.
And both of the Banshees survive, right? Or did one of them was shot down?
Both Banshees did survive. Yeah, they're both still here. That was a great start for Nicoract. We do see Demi trying to get another scout off. What Demi was trying to look for, I imagine, is whether or not there is a third CC, and as we can see, there isn't.
Yeah, once again, Nicoract more focused on being aggressive right now.
Well, he's all in. He's cut SCVs at 45. He is going for one big push to end the game. Demi does have a 4th base. His drone count isn't that high, which is a good thing. He needs Lingbane and nothing but Lingbane.
He's making quite a few Banelings, so that will definitely help with this mostly Marine army. And the combat shields and +1 are not ready yet, but they should be by the time they are meeting here.
Yeah, this is going to be a timing with 1-1. We do have 1 tank with this army. It's not the biggest army, but once those upgrades finish, there's going to be so much potential with it. Baneling speed is going to finish up. Thankfully, Demi wasn't too greedy. He didn't delay it.
Yeah, they're all waiting for the upgrades to finish to begin this fight. The Queens are on the front to delay the push, but the tank is also getting set up.
Yeah, and I think Demi is going to have enough. Here we go. He pulls the trigger. The Lingbane is going to collapse on this. The tank is going to go down. Trying to chase this off creep isn't really going to work out, but killing the tank is already a great start.
Yeah, really nice. And the Queen's DPS the Banshee down as well, so it should be easily snipeable if it comes in again. Now the Marines are getting more split, so it will be harder to hit them with Banelings, and the Queens are starting to fall.
Yeah, they're trying to transfuse each other as best they can. Once again, the Lingbane is going to try and collapse on this army. He wants to get at least the tank. The Baneling connections are looking to be pretty good, but the tank survives.
Yeah, the tank is completely unscathed, and now the Marines are just walking in. The Queens are transfusing the best they can, but they are running out of energy.
Yeah, they're running out of energy. They're running out of Lings. GG gets called, and Nicoract will be able to take his 2nd game in this King of the Hill.
Is there a special prize for the person with the most wins?
Just more money.
Oh yeah, because sorry, you get winnings for just winning the games, for winning the maps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every map win is that much more money. So GG, congratulations to Nicoract. He will be able to take that game. And again, even though Demi recognized that it wasn't safe to drone and he was making nothing but army, I don't think he realized how all in Nicoract was. Like, I think jumping on the army the first time was fine, but the fact that he didn't get that tank the second time, and you could argue that he overcommitted because Nicoract is all in. Like, just give it the base. Just give it up. Demi was taking a fourth. You know, you can force your opponent to jump onto creep and make more Lingbane and take things slow. Yeah, I don't think he realized.
Maybe,
yeah. Oh, GG.
One thing that personally for me was like kind of weird, like the banelings were stuck behind the links a lot, where like they, at the point where they could have reached the marines, like they were trying to, you know, path their way through, and by the time they got there, like, well, all the marines were split already. So like that also was like making things more difficult to deal with this push. Because I feel like the army was not bad. Like I feel like Demi had, I would say, enough forces to deal with it, but like the engagements just didn't work out his way.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot that comes into that. We have to praise Nicoract's early game, not just killing drones, but also it was pretty important that, if you remember, even as he was evacuating with his banshees, he was killing creep tumors. You know, he was making sure that there wasn't a lot of creep outside that third base for Demi to work with, and that meant that the follow-up all-in was going to be that much stronger because there's that much less vision and creep that Demi had available to him.
Yeah, that definitely helped with this push. Like he even set up exactly in that spot where he cleared the creep. So it was a really nice plan from Nicoract, and it was executed well.
It all just kind of came together, and we'll see if he can do it again, because we are hopping back over to the land of the Americas, and we have another opponent. A very different one though, but also a Sparkling Tunica player. He's going up against HonMonO.
Okay, this is getting funny. Are we just going to go through all the STC players today?
Yeah, next is gonna be Krystianer, and then we're gonna get Art, and then we're gonna.
No, Art didn't play today.
True, he didn't play. We're gonna get to Starduck. Oh god.
I would not be surprised at all if we see Krystianer, because I think Krystianer has played this before.
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of Polish players that would probably be in on this. But yeah, we do have our next opponent. The lobby is being made, and yeah, this is pretty exciting because this is a matchup that we didn't get to see in Sparkling Tunica.
Oh yeah. Oh no. It's okay. TVT. It's TVT, but it's HonMonO and Nicoract.
It's TV HonMonO, okay?
That's true, but as we've seen before, like both Nicoract and HonMonO can be pretty aggressive players.
They can be. So we'll see where this all takes us as we are loading into game number 4 overall here. And one of our players already has 2 wins under his belt.
Yeah. In before Caster Curse, this will be 2-hour game. But we will find out soon enough, as we are now looking at the base of our current King of the Hill, the Red Terran representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Nicoract.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have our South Korean Terran player. He is teal, representing Prep Esports. It is HonMonO. Oh boy.
And look at the map.
This is exactly what we wanted to see as we are loading on in here. And Nicoract is going for a proxy 2 racks. But what is HonMonO got in store for us? Is he is going for a bit of an SCV scout.
He's gonna see it. Right? He's gonna...
He's checking the normal third location. He doesn't go down the stairs. He doesn't check. He doesn't know.
HonMonO, come on, you were clicking there. Why did you let the SCP go there?
Yeah, he's checking the more standard proxy locations. Now he feels safe and sound. Little does he know that, again, just less than a screen over, he would have spotted the proxy. And now Nicoract has a bit of an advantage here. He's going to have those Reapers on the way, and HonMonO is in the dark.
Yeah, HonMonO's on like he is preparing that SCV on the Reaper Cliff, so I guess he will get at least vision of them jumping in. But by the time they are in your base, it's kind of too late.
Oh yeah, and it's not just 2, it is 3 Raxes in total. Jesus Christ. Nicoract Giga all in here with this proxy. And HonMonO, still a little bit in the dark. He does have a factory on the way. He's going to have his own Reapers as well. There's a world, like, I was going to say that, I mean, technically his Reaper could go across the map and kill some stuff because there's nothing to defend. But Nicoract is just going to have that much more DPS, and it's going to be like a bit of a weird base trade.
Yeah, and like because Nicoract has more Reapers, like he's probably gonna kill HonMonO's workers first. The question is what is gonna come out of that factory, and can it stop the Reapers?
Yeah, like we need either Hellions or Cyclones here. Meanwhile, here we go. The Reapers do reveal themselves. He already gets the first shot up. The first Reaper goes down, and that is it. That is the only fighting unit that HonMonO had.
Yeah, the SCVs are trying to buy time as the Hellion is currently on the way, but there are more and more Reapers joining in in this game.
Yeah.
This base.
There's just nothing here. Workers are falling left and right. I mean, the Hellion will help eventually if we get there, but now there is 0 mining happening for HonMonO. The Madman was going for a CC on the low ground. We're never going to see that come into play as that Reaper count is just getting higher and higher, and HonMonO has to be so careful with this Hellion. He cannot afford to lose it.
Well, the good news is the Hellion is now out, so the SCVs are that much safer, but already 7 of them are dead and 9 even now. So, the Hellion...
Oh my god.
Just barely...
The Hellion gets focused down. We only have 2 Marines, and I think that's going to be it. GG gets called. Nicoract takes another game.
Yeah, Nicoract on the roll today.
Oh, exactly, and that's what you want to do in these best of ones. In a King of the Hill, you need to be wild, you need to be crazy, you need to be able to cheese because it's a bit of a marathon. There are a lot of games ahead of you, and they're best of ones, so you can be crazy like this.
Yeah, so because in the best of one, like it's harder for your opponent to prepare for you because, like, you know, they can watch your games on stream, so they can know how you play, but they don't know what you're gonna do. Like, you can catch them off guard.
You really can, and that's exactly what just happened. Like HonMonO, it would have been completely different if he had scouted the proxy. He was so close. He was so close to scouting that proxy location, but he didn't. So unfortunately, because of that, he was again just going for a more macro-based opener. On top of that, he didn't go for an SCV scout across the map either. So he just didn't know what was going. He just didn't know what was coming his way until it was too late.
So, like, Emperor Fuwu in the chat says, the night is dark and full of Terrans.
It is. It is. Oh, boy.
Speaking of which, do you think we're gonna have our first Protoss yet?
We are, because we are hopping over to the land of Europe, and our opponent is not a player from Sparkling Tuna Cup. It is not going to be Krystianer. It is going to be...
I thought it's gonna be.
It's gonna be ForJumy.
Okay. I think ForJumy has played in STC before, but not today.
Yeah, maybe he's played once. Like he's not
I
a
think
very
he played once or twice.
Yeah, he's not a very regular player in our events. But regardless, he is going to be a part of King of the Hill. I'm just going to be restarting my client to try and hop on over. If I'm not mistaken, ForJumy, he's still on Berserker Esports, right?
I think so, maybe. Let me double check. I don't remember. Because there has been a lot of team switches lately, I feel like.
Yeah, there have been, but there we go. Okay, I have confirmation. He is on Berserker Esports. We're just setting up our casting tool here.
Almost a year now. Apparently he joined in September 2021.
He was one of their first pro players. So really cool to see him get all that support. But can he stop the reign of terror of Nicoract? Nicoract, he's been taking down Zergs, he's been taking down Terrans, but can he stop the Protoss?
Yeah, we're gonna find out soon as we are now getting ready for our next map.
Are getting ready. The lobby has been made. We are going to be attempting to load on in here. Hopefully we can. And yeah, we'll see if Protoss is really what can stop Nicoract. I mean, Krystianer, he had a lot of success earlier. Maybe he can find some success here.
Yeah.
send you an invite.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Just letting them know that we are good to go, and we are loading on in. And these games have been pretty quick, not gonna lie.
They have been, actually, yeah. Don't caster curse it, please.
Oh boy, oh boy.
We don't want to be stuck here for an hour.
Oh my god! Wow, what a blast from the speaking of being here for an hour, we may be here for eternity.
Oh no, out of all the maps!
Wow.
For those who are not aware, those who were not with us when that happened, this is where Yoda and Light casted the exactly 1 hour PvP between Gungfu Banda and Neeb.
Yes. It's on our YouTube
and
channel.
And the ending was so anticlimactic as well.
Gungfu Banda and Neeb, they played for over an hour on this map. We were trapped in the TSL qualifiers for over an hour on this map.
And it was just shield batteries and Tempest and nothing else.
Yeah, shield batteries, Tempest. There were some Archons, there were some Stalkers. It was. I'm getting some flashbacks.
But enough of the PTSD, as we are looking at the Protoss, but this is not a PvP, it's a PvT. And we are looking at the base of the blue Protoss representing Berserker Esports. It's ForJumy.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Eternal Empire, we have the Russian Terran. He is red, representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Nicoract.
I already forget this. Forget what this map looked like. That all these glass like bases.
Yeah, like there's.
Like look, if you look under the buildings, like there's stuff under the glass as well that you can like look at.
Yeah, like it's been so long, and I have so many memories on Eternal Empire, both good and bad. I don't know if you remember this, but I believe I was casting, I think it was an ESL Open Cup with Yaku, Dark versus SOS, where SOS went for a cannon rush, and Dark went for a Nidus, and he took like a ninja base on the bottom right or something, and then SOS took a ninja base towards the top left, and then there was just like a weird game where suddenly SOS was top left and Dark was bottom right, and we had like one base versus one base, like a prism with immortals hunting down bases and lings, and it was crazy. Like we've had so many games on Eternal. This was like the macro map back in the day. My god.
Yeah, definitely. That was. I would say this was one of the more played maps in that map pool.
Yeah, this was the Romanticide before Romanticide. This was we called Romanticide the Eternal Empire of the new map pool back in the day. Of course, like maps have changed and maps aren't anywhere near as large or anywhere near as open as these ones. As Eternal Empire or Romanticide, things have changed, but I miss it.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, yeah, I can see that. As this first Reaper is about to be sniped by the Adept. There you go, straight from the air.
Yeah, the Adept does hunt down that Reaper in the end. The NG Bay wasn't dealt with, by the way, and ForJumy refused to make a Zealot, so he goes for the unnatural natural instead.
Yeah, I thought it's a Zerg thing.
It can be a Protoss thing as well, especially in this matchup. Basically, if you scout the NG Bay too late, and if it has too much HP, it's not worth making a Zealot. It's not worth delaying your natural. You just take another base instead. So Nicoract doing a great job at forcing ForJumy to be a little bit uncomfortable. As behind this, Nicoract is opening up with a 1-1-1, but ForJumy has his own shenanigans going on as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we will see who will be uncomfortable in a little bit, as we already have a Dark Shrine on the way.
Oh boy, yes, the Dark Shrine is on the way. It was a Twilight Council opener, and Nicoract wasn't able to scout anything because, if you remember, his Reaper died. His Reaper was hunted down by these Banshees, so he has very limited scouting information. His Hellions are forced to stay at home as well, so he's in the dark, and ForJumy is setting up a proxy pylon.
Yeah, he's staying at home. He's also using the Muse quite often, so he does not have a lot of energy on these command centers, so he may actually have not enough for like a lot of scans.
Yeah, he doesn't have an NG bait either, and the NG bait only just now. I mean, it's technically good finish.
I mean, he has an NG bait, technically.
Technically. But the Dark Shrine is about to finish up, and is it gonna be over before it begins? What do we have at home to defend? The Hellions are moving out across the map. Even if we did have a scan, do we have the DPS to kill DTs?
Yeah. We'll find out soon, but at the same time, the Hellions are now on the other side of the map, and we will see some probe damage instead.
Oh yeah, so it looks like workers are gonna fall on both sides as probes are lining up left and right. Workers are falling, 6 probes, 7 probes go down. At the same time, here come those DTs. And we saw another
Yeah,
mute.
the wall is... exactly. The wall is right open for them, and they can just start sniping STVs one by one.
Yeah, there's 0 mining happening right now for Nicoract. There is no detection. We're going to have 1 scan soon, and there is a scan, but this is what I was worried about. Where's the DPS? There is 1 Marine here, so the scan does nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the Viking was looking at the DT and was like, yeah, nah, just left it there.
Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing it can do. The DTs, they just keep on coming in. The production's under threat. More DTs are being morphed in, and it just may all be over. Sure, ForJumy may have lost 15 probes, but at least he's mining.
Yeah, and Nicoract has to gather energy for the scans. He's banking the energy now, but by the time he does have the energy, like, he's gonna be down at base.
It's going to be a down to base anyway because the main base goes down. We do have 1 turret on the way here in the natural. Nicoract desperately trying to finish it, but the damage is too much. Again, even with the turret, how do you kill this thing?
There you go. The first loss of Nicoract, and we have a new king on the hill.
GG. GG, well played. ForJumy with the power of DTs does take the win over Nicoract. He does stop his streak. Very well done. Unfortunately, Nicoract, again, losing that first Reaper was so detrimental. Because of that, he was in the dark. He didn't know what he was up against. He was playing blind, and he was taking some risks. If you're in that situation, you can do a couple of things. You can go for an early NG Bay for a missile turret. You can go for 1-1-1 into Raven. Ravens can be quite standard in TVP as well. Just unlucky there for Nicoract. Unlucky.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, shout out to Cynical Death in the chat, who says, I sense some LP usage there. Well, yes, so we do have Wikipedia open at all times during tournaments. I will say that.
Aye. Shaking my head. Well, regardless, GG, well played. Congratulations to ForJumy for starting his own streak, and we'll see if he can continue it. Again, Nicoract had a lot of success against Zerg and Terran, but once a Protoss showed up, it was a bit of a different tale, a little bit of a different story. Oh.
I mean, to be fair, it was also like a very tricky game. You could even argue unfortunate, where like if he didn't lose the Reaper on the beginning, like it could have went completely different, right?
Oh yeah. Could have been completely different. Oh, just like the game with HonMonO versus Nicoract, for example. A couple of things.
True.
If a couple of things were a little bit different, then we would have had a different game. But alas, this is the world that we live in. ForJumy is the king of the hill, and we are waiting to see who is going to face him. Who else is going to step up to stop our Protoss?
Wait, who played in STC today?
Well, I do see one player here in the in-game chat channel in OSC, and that is CuKu, so he may be revived to try and play once again.
Yeah, I don't know how revives work exactly. And maybe Aquarion can show up? Aquarion would be a pretty good choice.
Yeah, I see Gerald is online right now. I don't know if he's a part of OSC Elite, but he could maybe be a part of that. I see Rainer online. Yeah, so we got options here.
Papi? Maybe Papi?
Yeah, Papi could show up, Art maybe, some of the other, Ziomek, Rojin, I don't know which one of them are OSC Elite members.
Yeah. As a reminder, this tournament is kind of an invitational where you can buy a membership for OSC Elite, and if you do have that membership, you can play in this tournament. You have to just let Eddie know that you are willing to be playing, and he will put you in the slot.
Yeah, He will put you in. And speaking of putting you in, looks like we have our player of choice here. It's going to be a PvP. Who do you think it's going to be, Kuro?
PvP? You didn't get very excited, so it's not Puppy.
True.
Oh, I think I see. I think I see who you're talking about.
There you go.
As we have a player joining the chat. A player from Alpha X.
Yes, it is going to be Arrogfire, the French Protoss. Again, another regular of STC. But also apparently an OSC Elite member as well. And yeah, the mirror matchups are upon us. The first one.
At least it's not on Eternal Empire, right?
Oh, we don't know. This map pool is crazy.
I don't know how it works with maps repeating, because with 13 games you are bound to have some maps repeating.
Yeah. So basically, they have a set pool of 7 maps, and they play them all out first, and then once they're all done, then they restart.
Okay.
But I believe it is the Challenger's map choice.
So we will find out soon what Arrogfire has picked for his map.
Yeah, so the way this works is that the current reigning king gets 1 veto. So ForJumy gets 1 veto, and then from the remaining maps, it looks like, yeah, Arrogfire will be able to choose. Oh, there are some crazy... I'm looking at the map pool. There's one map that we haven't seen in a long time that's still in it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Nightshade. Oh my god.
Oh, also Eddie is bringing up some fun facts in the chat. Apparently that 3-win streak of Nicoract was his career best.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much for that, Eddie. Yeah, like, Nicoract was on fire today. He's been doing really well, not just in this tournament, but in general. So it's been really cool to see him, you know, find some success, and earn a decent amount of money.
Yeah. Also, together with those 3 wins, he now has total of 10 wins in King of the Hill tournaments, which earns him a spot in Hall of Fame.
Oh, nice. Yeah, OSC, they do a lot of fun things like that. You know, they got their Hall of Fame, they got their OSC rankings as well, they got the OSC Championship. There's a lot that kind of goes into things. Oh boy.
Also, ForJumy in the chat says GLHF proxy robomy. Arrogfire is like, still? Yeah, I'm for it. Okay.
Wow. Okay. ForJumy, he's goading his opponent. Mate, I dare you, proxy robo me. Try it, mate. Try it. And Arrogfire, is he gonna meet the challenge? Is he gonna try and take down the king?
From the way they speak, it looks like they must have practiced together, and there's been a lot of proxy robots involved.
Oh boy. Here.
But we will see if that's indeed gonna happen, as we are now loaded into Cosmic Sapphire. And we are looking at the base of our blue Protoss, representing Alpha X and France. It is Arrogfire.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of a Cosmic Sapphire ESL, we have the German Protoss player himself representing Berserker Esports. It is ForJumy.
See, this is what I miss in tournament. Is that banter that like they know what they mean. We don't know. They know.
Yeah, they're both good friends. You know, they play each other quite often. And, you know, I got my eye on this probe. Let's go. Let's proxy robo. Vámonos, Arrogfire. Vámonos.
Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? He's scouting.
Yeah.
But that doesn't say he's not gonna do it, you know?
Yeah, so far everything is looking pretty normal. The first pylon is here across the map. And Arrogfire is rallied to go into the main base and scout. So, yeah, unlikely to be a proxy.
Maybe I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's gonna do it.
No.
In-base proxy. Let's do it.
Instead, we have our 2-gate opener here from both of our players. Neither one of them is willing to throw down or go for a gate expand, so we don't have any triggers or max packs here. Feels bad, man. Just your stock standard 2-gate opener.
And that probe is, after all, coming back home, so it doesn't look like there will be any proxy. But hold that thought, actually.
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting pylon location from both of our players. So
is it double proxy like Stargate or something?
I wouldn't be opposed to a proxy gateway for just 3-gate aggression from Arrogfire. That would be a lot of fun. But we'll see what he has in store for us here as the pylon is done. Cybercore's about to finish up, which means, yo, it could be a robo. Let's go!
It is a robo! See, and you didn't believe.
I didn't believe.
You didn't believe.
I didn't believe in him. So we have Proxy Robo against a Stargate opener. So what's important is that if ForJumy somehow scouts this, he needs to start a Void Ray back at home ASAP. But the problem is that even if he starts it back at home, it's not at home, which means that like his production is going to be cut off from his main.
Yeah, this proxy Stargate makes me think of the hidden racks of Ethereum, where they don't exactly proxy it on the other side of the map, but it's also like not in main. It's just somewhere there, you know, to just hide it a bit from the opponent.
Yeah, just to try to make his opponent second guess himself. Meanwhile, the probe scout missed that robo, by the way, so he's got no idea what's going on. He's going to try and get into the main base, and this is a pretty important scout. Somehow the probe gets in, and with this, if he goes a little bit further, he's going to see that the tech is missing. Like, something is wrong.
He blocks the wall instead.
Okay,
sure, why not? But that means that ForJumy did not see the whole base.
Yeah, but you know what? He recognizes what's going on. He sees the mass amount of stalkers coming out across the map. He confirms it with his adepts as well. He has a shield battery on the way already in the main base. Second pylon as well to make sure that the shield battery doesn't get depowered. And he's going across the map with his first oracle to cripple the economy of Arrogfire.
Yeah, and Arrogfire did move out with those stalkers, so there is nothing to snipe the oracle from the sky. There is a shield battery though, so it shouldn't get much or any damage.
He does opt to activate the pulsar beam. He's going for the shield battery. He's going to deal very little damage here across the map, intentionally trying to kill the shield battery. He almost gets it, but there is one stalker here to defend. Meanwhile, a second oracle is going to be coming in to finish it off and deal that economic damage.
Yeah, but that said, the first oracle used its energy, so it's not going to be useful there. And now the army of Arrogfire is at the door of ForJumy. Ooh, nice force field.
Very nice force field, cutting up that army. It looks like a couple of stalkers are going to be focused down here. Very nicely done so far by ForJumy. Meanwhile, that oracle is diving in, and he goes for the stasis trap instead.
Ooh. Half of the mineral line gets trapped as the stalker was not able to snipe it, but now the army of Arrogfire is in the main.
Yeah, and you know what? That shield battery is going to go down. The overcharge gets wasted. We do have a second shield battery, though, and it looks like with the help of these probes, ForJumy is trying to focus down the Warp Prism.
Yeah, the Warp Prism has to move away. He can juggle that Immortal, and it's going down to probes.
Oh god, but there we go. The juggling is going to be good enough. In the end, the Immortal is going to survive. We're going to be able to reposition. We're going to be able to reinforce this army across the map. We just need a couple more warp-ins. But so far for Jimmy, he's holding on and he's getting an Immortal of his own.
Yeah, and this Immortal is already at half health. There is another one coming though for Arrogfire, so there are reinforcements. And a gate falls for ForJumy, so that's less reinforcing power for him.
Yeah, this is actually pretty disastrous. Thankfully, there is one more gateway in the back line, so ForJumy is going to be able to warp in at least one unit back at home, but losing 2 gates is pretty devastating.
2 out of 3 too, so... And the Robo is currently making an observer, so this is the army that ForJumy has right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so far he's holding on. We do have an overcharge available in a couple of seconds. ForJumy's going to be able to force this all the way back. Bear in mind, he can try and make use of this Stargate as well, as back across the map he goes in and he's going to be able to pick up a couple of probes. Ooh.
Yeah. A lot of damage on the probes has been done so far, and a lot of lost mining time with the stasis traps, but this is 3 Immortal army now, so... ForJumy has quite a problem at home.
Exactly. We need a couple more volleys, and there we go. The Immortal of ForJumy is going to go down, and barely. He's going to be able to fight back and get another Immortal of Arrogfire. The boys are being pulled. Does he have enough? It looks like he should have enough to push this back.
Yeah, the boys are actually helping a lot there. The DP sent down the Immortals. They almost fall down. One of them actually gets killed.
Yeah, exactly. We do have the Stalker focusing on the Prism. It looks like, it's one shot away. The Prism survives, and Immortal survives. This is so close. ForJumy is ahead in the probe count, by the way. He barely has a better economy.
He barely has better economy. He did lose a lot of production though, so I guess we will find out how both players are gonna come back from that.
Oh my god. Yeah, as this Oracle was even bullying the units, Arrogfire turns around. He's forced to reinforce across the map instead. Slow warp in of Stalkers.
Yeah, not ideal, but it will do the job.
Arrogfire is probing.
I mean, what are they gonna?
I mean, we have we have 2 defensive shield batteries and an overcharge. Like, it's difficult to really break this location. I don't know if Arrogfire is really willing to. So, I mean, yeah, it looks like he wants to maybe even expand.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's definitely getting the Twilight Council for now, so he will take up a little bit. Those 2 oracles, though, they are still fishing for something.
They are. Meanwhile, Arrogfire is getting ready to expand here. He's going to need a lot of minerals to do so, though. And 2 oracles are going to do so much. They can one-shot probes. There are only 2 stalkers here to defend, so Arrogfire is going to lose some more workers.
Oh, he's even recalling the army, actually. No, the War Priest! Ooh, he's recalling the War Priest, so that's not gonna help with the oracles, but one of them falls down regardless. 4 more probes are falling down, though, too.
Yeah, ForJumy just solidifying his economic advantage for the time being. He has his own Phoenix as well to just shut down that prism, and Arrogfire is gonna make a choice. Like, he's thinking about it. Is he going to expand? Is he gonna try and take a natural?
By the way, I find it so funny that he sent hallucination together with the real Phoenix. So it's like, oh yeah, it's just a hallucination, and then suddenly the real Phoenix pops up.
Yeah, and from here, kind of where do we take things? I mean, ForJumy does have an army advantage right now. He's going for his own counterattack. There is the expansion, by the way. It's on Arrogfire to try and defend back at home, but he doesn't have any shield batteries. Yeah,
no shield batteries. He does have 2 Immortals to 1 of ForJumy. But with that Phoenix, that advantage may actually not be very meaningful. And now the Robo is under attack as well.
Robo's going to be going down. It's going to get focused down by the army of ForJumy. Arrogfire is going to push out and try and... Oh no, try and punish him, but he does lose one of his Stalkers.
Yeah, that's what right in. This War Priest is still so low from the previous attack, so he can juggle, but it may be an easy target to snipe.
Yeah, and a bold choice here by Arrogfire. He juggles everything to the other side of the prism. He wants to try and take this fight, but it looks like he will he be able to do it? I mean, can he take down this Immortal?
He can clean up. Like, he will lose a lot for it, but he cleaned up more of the army. But this Immortal... Ooh, this is so close. Actually gets recalled.
Oh my god, we have a recall, but the Immortal goes down. That was such a clutch fight. I thought Arrogfire was crazy for juggling to the other side of the wall to commit to the engagement, but I guess he saw what I couldn't, he saw what I didn't, and that is the fact that he could blink his units with that prism. And he takes the fight.
Yeah, but don't forget, when behind. Dark Shrine.
There we go, Dark Shrine is on the way. The Robo has been depowered, so we actually don't have access to an observer. We don't have access to detection, so an interesting choice, like ForJumy kind of finding a win condition here.
Yeah, I mean, the Robo is repowered now, but the question is, will Arrogfire even use it?
Well, I mean, look what he's doing. His observer can camp the Robo, and he has a Phoenix. He can kill the observer if it gets made.
Oh yeah, definitely. But so far there is none in production.
He's camping the Robo right now. Like he wants to kill it. He wants to kill the observer if it ever comes out.
Oh, that Phoenix is so low now.
Yeah, this is such a smart move here, but he could end up losing his own observer in the process. Here we go, Dark Shrine just now finishes up. DTs are going to be on the way.
Yeah, where are they getting warped in? Are they just at home?
They are at home. They're going to be racing across the map. Detection is now out here for Arrogfire. He has to be careful to keep this alive, by the way. He's getting caught out. Uh-oh. The observer!
I mean, the observer is not gonna shoot it, but yeah, the stalkers are now here, and they're gonna snipe the single observer of Arrogfire.
Yeah, and you know what? The observer goes down, another's on the way, but the pylon is under threat. If this Robo gets depowered, that's gonna be game.
What? There's a second Robo.
There's a second Robo on the way. The DTs are coming. They're coming.
The whole army is coming back, trying to protect the probes, but oh, the DTs are here.
DTs are here. Arrogfire needs so much time to rebuild that Robo. The Stalkers are trying to body block right now.
Yeah, the Immortal goes down to the DTs as well.
Yeah. I mean, Arrogfire is doing a great job at keeping his probes alive, at just trying to buy as much time as possible. This DT here cannot find its way into the main base either. He's trying to repower the robo in the middle of the map.
Trying to repair the robo, but the army of ForJumy is here to deny him that.
Yeah.
The robo in his base is still in production. He only now can start the observer, but is he supply blocked? He's supply blocked without the pylon in the wall.
Wow, no, he's supply blocked. He can't make anything right now. Not like this. DTs are winning the game for ForJumy. Arrogfire is going all in across the map, but all ForJumy needs are some defensive DTs.
Yeah, defensive DTs, and he has 2 immortals as well, so with shield batteries too. And Blink is almost finished, so it does look like a game for ForJumy.
Yeah, I mean, because Stalkers just died, that means he can build that observer, but GG gets called, and ForJumy takes another game.
There you go. I mean, you didn't believe in the proxy robo. We saw a proxy robo, but we also see why proxy robo may not be the most convenient.
The hell did we just watch?
PvP, right? PvP.
Oh boy. So I just report the score here to Eddie. GG, well played. ForJumy does take it, but in a very close game. Oh my god, like the observer came out for Arrogfire. It came out, but it was rallied across the map and it got sniped again. ForJumy, he knew what he needed to do. He knew that he just had to shut down the detection of Arrogfire.
Yeah, like I feel like the observer was following Arrog's army, but it was like too slow, and like ForJumy just circled around it just to snipe that observer. Like it was all well planned and it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out in the end. GG, well played. And with that, ForJumy, you know, he now has 2 wins under his belt, and we have a contender, a Zerg contender.
Oh, who may that be?
Oh boy.
Is that the player we've seen in STC today?
Yes, it is. I'm just setting things up here, but it is going to be Mixu.
Yes, indeed. So, this time a Finnish Zerg player. Not Gerald, but hey, maybe one day.
Not Gerald. It is of course one of the alumni of Duckling Open. Mixu, of course, back in the day, we did see him as a diamond player, and he has risen the ranks to the point of GM, to the point of pro player, one of the best in Europe. And the lobby has been made. Unfortunately, we still do not have a Nightshade. Smooch.
Nobody wants to see this map again, huh?
I want to see it again. I'll be honest, I forget what it looks like. I just remember it being purple and dark.
I remember there being plants and everything being dark, yes. Because it is Nightshade.
It is Nightshade indeed, but that is not where we are. We are loading into Tropical Sacrifice. As a reminder, a best of 1, but our current king, he's already got 2 wins.
Indeed he does. But we are first looking at our new challenger. It is a Zerg player, representing Finland and Kova. It is Mixu.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the German Protoss player himself representing Berserker Esports. It is ForJumy. Who is Jumy? And why is he honoring him? What's happening here?
Oh, do you think it's like for Ayur? So it's like for Jumy?
yeah. Like what? Who is Jumy? I don't know. We don't cast enough for Jumy to ask him these questions. I don't. If anyone knows the origin of his name, let us know.
Is it on Wikipedia? Hold on.
As Kuro hops on over to Wikipedia to try and figure it out. I'm just catching up in the chat. I do see Alexander, Invisible Man. They did it again. Yeah. You got even in PvP, they can be terrifying. And to be fair, it was a lot of fun. It was really cool to see ForJumy again just try and shut down the detection as best he could in the lead up to those DTs. And I'm sure Mixu was watching. We can see DTs again here against Zerg, but again, not anywhere near as common, and typically it is easier to defend against that sort of thing. So we'll see kind of where things lead us as Mixu is forced to take the unnatural natural.
Yes, but that's it. The natural is not blocked anymore, so he can take it in the future. And I did check it. There is no trivia about ForJumy's name on Wikipedia.
Feels bad.
There is trivia about his father.
Oh.
Apparently, his father was also a grandmaster.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about because this is the next generation of kind of like StarCraft pros. You know, Mixu, ForJumy, CuKu. ForJumy is 20 years old right now. Yeah.
It's from 2002.
2002. That's what I mean. You know, you got the 2000 boys coming in. Oh god. So yeah, it's great to see them finding a lot of success here, and we'll see if we can find even more. So far, just throwing down the question mark in the face of Mixu, like,
yes,
yo, what's going on?
I love it. We should see that more. The question mark especially is nice. Because that's such a meme.
And we did see a pretty standard opener so far from ForJumy. He's going for his own Stargate, tucked away in his main base though, and with the help of this Stalker, Mixu, his Overlord, is not going to get anywhere near that main. Uh-oh. Oof.
I like how on this map the Overlords are just frying on the fire.
They are.
It's just, you know, Overlord BBQ. Oh, the Zergling too! Oh, it doesn't get too far.
Zergling tries to slip on in, but is denied entry here. I mean, this really just goes to show, like, that the map maker for Tropical Sacrifice did not like Zerg, if the pillars have fire on them.
Definitely not. Like it just wanted some roasted Overlord.
Yeah. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But for the time being, Mixu is still trying to piece things together. We do have a Stalker here as a part of the wall, which could lead to him believing that it's going to be a Twilight Council opener, so we have a safety Roach Warren on the way. I say a safety Roach Warren, this is actually a little bit early here, so I'm curious. We have to keep an eye on things, whether or not Mixu is going to cut drones at some point, or if this is just in case it's an Adept opener.
I mean, for now, the drones are still coming, the Lynx are as well, and the Oracle is on the way.
Yeah, the Oracle is skirting the edges of the map to make sure it doesn't get scouted. Mixu, with his scouting links, confirms that there is a third base on the way, so he knows it's not a 2-base all-in, so he knows that he doesn't have to prioritize roaches to defend anything crazy, as the Oracle is about to slip into the natural where there is no spore.
Ooh, and Mixu is actually making a lot more links with that. So it looks like that's what his plan next, but for now, he will lose a few drones in the third.
Yeah, two drones go down, 3 spores are made, Jesus Christ. But again, honestly, really good crisis management here from Mixu. This could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, you can just cancel those spores as the Oracle quickly moves away. And, yeah, we'll see what happens next as all of these links now moving to the other side of the map. And can they take down the third?
Yeah, that is the goal here for Mixu. I mean, the Oracle is for the most part out of energy. We do have a Void Ray to defend though. We have a second Void Ray. Oh my god, and +1 air attack on the way for ForJumy, taking it old school like it's the previous patch, going Sky Toss.
Yeah, I was gonna say, ForJumy, it's not the same patch, you know that, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one for a while.
The sad reality is the Sky Toss can still work out. Meanwhile, the Lings are trying to go for a run by. They take down. Oh my god, the one's on the wall!
Yeah, the wall was not a wall. The Lynx are now in the mineral line. I mean, the probes are pretty good at defending themselves, but the Lynx are just running around.
Yeah, the Lynx, they get into the main base. We got Lynx at the third base as well. ForJumy's being pulled apart right now. Not too much damage being done, but 7 probes is still amazing. And he confirms, he scouts and he sees both Stargates.
Yeah, he sees the Stargates, he sees the Void Rays, he sees more in production, so he should be able to prepare for them. And what is his response?
Well, the lair is still on the way. Again, it looks like it was just a safety Roach Warren just in case he needed it. He is going to be taking on up, and I imagine going straight for a Spire. If he wanted to, he could go for Hydras and try and go for a Hydra timing and go and go that route instead. The option is, it's up to Mixu.
indeed. For now, he's keeping his +1 melee upgrade, so these links will be even that more deadly. And it looks like both of our players are just preparing for the next round.
Yeah, you know, ForJumy has been able to recover from all that Ling harassment. We still don't see any. We still don't see any tech here from Mixu, which I'm a little bit concerned by. Looking at the unit stat, we do have 7 queens, and 7 queens are okay, but we're gonna have a lot of Void Rays, and ForJumy is pushing out.
I mean, he is making roaches now, which will help with these adepts once they pop up. But with the Void Rays coming, I'm scared for Mixu here.
Yeah, I am as well. The Void Rays are going to find this base. They activate their Pulsar Beam, and it looks like the base is going to fall. Queens are here just in time, and can they transfuse? Can they keep it alive? Oof.
Well, it looks like they scared the Void Rays enough, killing down one of them, and the base will actually survive for the time being. But there are 2 Void Rays in production at a time, so this army will snowball very quickly.
Yeah, it's really interesting what's happening because ForJumy isn't committed. Like, he didn't get a fleet beacon for, like, I don't know, Flux Veins, right? Void Ray speed. And he is throwing down 3 more gateways. It looks like he's going to support his army with Charge Lot Archon, as we do have that Templar Archives finishing up as well.
Yeah, that's definitely what it looks like. These Zerglings will gonna try to get the idea of what's going on here, and they actually focus on this new base, so they will not get any new information.
Yeah, very nicely timed run by here. He does force a cancel on that 4th base. The wall is still not a wall, by the way. Exclamation mark Funada, the bouncer that was not here. Outside the natural, the Lings get in, and he gets confirmation. Okay, we have continued Void Ray production. We also have a transition into, you know, a ground army to support.
Yeah, Mixu has got all the information he could possibly, even contamination on the Stargate, and he denies the attack as well, and once again cancels that 4th for ForJumy.
Yeah, Mixu, he goes for a run by, he defends the counterattack, he denies the 4th base. The Void Rays are here killing some queens, and they will get 1 queen, but that is all they're going to get. Mixu is all over the place as he goes for another run by, and the Archons are not ready.
Yeah, and he snipes the shield battery, so there will be no help for these units. And once he deals with all of these grounded units, he just goes straight for the probes.
Yeah, exactly. The Lings, they go straight for the mineral line. We have more. We had roaches here trying to bust into the natural base as well. Mixu doing so much damage. Nothing here really shoots up, but he doesn't care. He has +1 melee. He's just concerned more about crippling the economy of ForJumy.
Yeah, he's getting +2 melee as well. And you know, Void Rays are nice and all, but like, with the swarm of Lings, it takes them a while to kill every single one of them, and they will get their damage done.
Yeah, I just love the approach that Mixu's taking right now. Like, again, he doesn't really have a proper answer to Void Rays yet, but like, because of all this aggression, the Void Rays haven't really been too aggressive. Like, they pushed out once, and they tickled the 4th, and that's all they could do. He's been really struggling to hold on to his own 4th base. Meanwhile, Spellcasters are on the way. We have both Infestors and Vipers for the combo, for the Powerbomb and the Fungals.
Yes, indeed. And also, as you were saying, ForJumy was not committing to the Void Rays before, but now the fleet beacon is down, and it looks like he will go into that air.
Yeah, meanwhile, the 4th base was cancelled once again. Lings try to come in a second time, a little bit greedy, but this time they're going towards that 3rd base as well. Again, ForJumy is just being pulled apart completely. The Lings, they get in.
Ooh, the Banelings actually kill off all of the probes. 22 probes are dead, and the economy of ForJumy is so much worse than Mixu's right now. And look at the upgrades, like how many upgrades Mixu is going for.
Yeah, exactly. We have +1 range for the queens. We have +3 melee for the Lings for those run-bys. Again, the economy of ForJumy is down to 54 probes. His production is being depowered as well, and Mixu, he's not stopping, not anytime soon.
Yeah, Mixu is just being on constant aggression right now, and he's just making his army better and better. I will say he's playing quite like a Swarm Zerg right now, with these constant run-bys of like these big clouds of Lings.
Yeah, and you know what? It's working out for him. Once again, a Ling run-by here just forces a little bit more havoc at the 3rd base. Finally, the 4th is going to get up, but Mixu, he's walking the queens across the map. He's not just waddling the queens. We also have the Overlords to spread creep.
Yes! Yes! Finally! Finally someone is doing it.
We have
Mike, I knew it all along.
He knew it all along. We have Lings in the main base because of the drop. Lord of Roaches are punishing the 4th. Meanwhile, the queens are coming on in with the power bombs, with the yoinks. GG gets called, and Mixu pulls ForJumy apart and takes down the king.
beautiful game from Mixu, really.
Yeah.
I like it. It was a little bit, I wouldn't say crazy, but like it was a little bit non-standard, I would say. A little bit, not what I'm used to seeing usually in the matchup, but it was good. It looked really good.
It was, I think you said it well. It was beautiful. Mixu just going for constant run-bys, for constant counterattacks. I was really concerned because, again, he just didn't really have a proper force to deal with the Void Rays. But ForJumy, because of all the run-bys and because of all the counterattacks, his Void Rays were just kind of stuck in between his bases, trying to keep up with all these speedlings. Whenever he moved out with the Void Rays, he had to turn around and come back home because he just didn't really have anything else at home to defend. He was trying to get some Chargeless and Archons, but he never got them up either because of those +2 melee lings. Like, they would get surrounded and they would get killed.
Yeah, like because Mixu never stopped attacking, like every time ForJumy was working on his next army, like it would get sniped before it was able to be built up to like proper size.
Yeah.
And even though he was getting more and more Void Rays, it's like, as I was saying, like Zerglings are these really small, very fast units. So before the Void Rays were able to deal with them, the damage was already done.
Yeah. Again, I was just really, I was really impressed with how Mixu played that. I was also really surprised that ForJumy didn't like turtle up as much as other Skytos like players do, like with more shield batteries and cannons, and they just really fortify their fringe bases. It looked like he wanted to play Skytos, but he didn't want to play like that. He wanted to be like a little bit more active with his army, like trying to get Archons, trying to work on Storm and stuff like that. But like there's a reason why if you're playing this way, like you need either more side defense and also a faster fleet beacon to get your upgrades for your Void Rays, so they can be faster and they can actually defend.
I mean, he did get some cannons in his 4th at the end, but that didn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, we saw the fleet beacon. We never saw any flux veins, unfortunately. The Void Rays again just had a really hard time maneuvering around, and yeah, just a really, really solid game there by Mixu. And now he is our current king. He has dethroned ForJumy. Who can step up to stop him?
Who's ready to challenge the Swarm Zerg?
Oh god, we are here to find out. Oh boy. Yeah, personally I would love to see another Terran player come in. I'd love to avoid mirror matchups for the time being. But it's not up to us, it's up to Eddie. It's up to Eddie.
It is indeed. So we will soon find out who's gonna be our next challenger. As a reminder, this tournament is open to all OSC Elite members.
And we are hopping over to the land of the Americas.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a player who did play in Sparkling Tuna Cup earlier today. He is the Kong from Hong Kong himself. Welcome, Bistork.
Of course, it's Bistork. Bistork is another one of these players who are just like in every tournament they can possibly play. Like he's always there, you know. Sometimes he's there to deny people's dreams, but he's always there.
Yeah, the hype killer himself, mate. It's oh my god, it's insane. Bistork, despite being a relatively underrated player, he gets a lot of surprising wins under his belt. So you cannot kind of take it easy on him. You cannot underestimate him, because if you do, he's just gonna come at you with some kind of weird all-in. Oh
yeah, like look, being from the region that Bistork is in, that being from Hong Kong specifically, you are dealing with a lot of weird builds, so eventually you become weird yourself.
Yes. So we'll see how familiar Mixu is with a player like Bistork, as we are going to be getting ready. The players are picking their maps. Are we going to finally see Nightshade?
Bistork would do that.
Yeah, he would. 100%.
Yeah, I can see that.
True, it is his map choice. You're not wrong. Oh.
I feel like he would not be afraid.
Yeah. Oh my god. We'll see what he whips out here. Again, for those wondering, the challenger gets to pick the map as long as it hasn't already been played yet, and we have a couple of maps remaining. Only a couple though. Like, is Nightshade the last one? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh no, Data C.
Nah, Data C.
There we go.
That's why, yeah, as GG Harvester is pointing out in the chat, that oracles are much better at dealing with links than void rays are.
Yeah, that's why triple oracle openers are so popular in current meta, and that's why in a standard PvZ you can take a faster third base if you're Protoss. You have one oracle across the map, you have your second or even third oracle to defend and keep your base alive back at home. Yeah, that is why that is currently, you know, popular, very popular in standard meta and standard play. Unfortunately, ForJumy wasn't playing standard. He was.
I mean, unfortunately for him.
Yeah. True. Oh.
As it looks like we're getting our lobby ready.
Yes, we are. We are going to be loading on in here, and yeah, I'm really excited to see how these two players decide to duke it out. Bistork is very unorthodox. He can play Skytoss if he so wants to, but again, he's more fond of like charge base, 2-base all-ins. He's not afraid to cannon rush you as well. I don't know if Data C is really the best map for that, but he could do it.
You know what's gonna happen? Because we talked so much about him being weird, he's gonna play the most standard game we've ever seen.
I would be okay with him playing like hero. I'd be okay with that. We'll see.
As we are now on data under the sea, and we are looking at our current king of the hill, the swarms like from Finland, the Berserk representing Kova. It is Mixu.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of data under the sea, we have the Kong from Hong Kong himself, the pink Protoss player representing the Juggernauts. It is Bistork. Oh boy, and so far the openers are once again looking pretty standard here. Mixu going to be checking to see if there's a probe to block him. There is not, and Mixu will get his natural.
Wow. Nice. I mean, the probe was on the way, but it was just a few seconds too late to block it. So, yeah, Mixu will get his proper bases. Bistork is also not going for anything cheeky, not yet anyway.
Yeah, a gateway is thrown down. We don't see... it's going to be a gate forge opener. This is the macro cannon rush.
I did say not yet, quite intentionally.
Yep.
But this probe is already very, very red, so I feel like Bistork will need some reinforcements if he wants to continue this.
Yeah, for those wondering what this is, it is a gate first build, and the goal of this build is to cannon rush the natural and force a cancel. You ideally commit very little to this, you know, maybe one cannon and like 2 pylons. Mixu's going to try and deny this, and again, any kind of response is going to be ideal here. I don't know if there's a way for Mixu to really save the hatchery itself, but it looks like he's going to try it.
Is that cannon in range? I guess it's in range, right? Because it looks a bit far. Yeah, but with the cancel, he should be able to add more.
Yeah, there we go. He forces the cancel, and this is the goal. This is already worth it here for Bistork. Again, because it was a gate first, this is a quote-unquote macro cannon rush. And, you know, it only costs him a pylon and a cannon. And again, he can just cancel the second cannon as well. There we go.
Yeah, he doesn't even need it.
Yeah, like he already got what he wanted.
The probe does stay here just in case, so he can cause even more trouble if he does want to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Mixu is going for a very aggressive response here. Checking, Bistork did dip in with his probe, and he has seen that Mixu went for a very fast Roach Warren.
Yeah, I mean, that is a common response to cannon rushes in general, but yeah, we will see what it can do on the other side of the map.
Yep, back at home, Bistork, he's expanding, you know, he doesn't have any units yet, but he did see the Roach Warren. He knows that he's going to need units to defend soon because Mixu is going to look to punish this. He has high ground vision with the Overlord. He can morph in some Ravagers, and if we don't have enough at home to defend, if we don't have anything out of the Stargate soon, then Bistork may just die.
Yeah, like, Bistork is playing with fire. Even sending his Stalker to the other side of the map, it may get sniped on the way, but these roaches.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's buying himself a little bit of time, you know, dealing a little bit of damage to one of the roaches, but it's just going to get morphed into a Ravager anyway. And Bistork, there we go, he's throwing down some shield batteries to respond. He's on a little bit of a timer here, but at least, again, buying time.
Yeah, just leading the Ravagers around the map, so they snake around for a little bit. As he's making some adepts at the Stargate is about to finish, he will have to defend with static defense, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. He has one Stalker, a Void Ray on the way. He has only one pylon powering all of this, and yep, Mixu has noticed.
No. Oh no. Bistork, not like this. Protect the pylon.
There we go. The overcharge does target the pylon. Shield battery is going to go down. But again, Bistork is holding. He is defending for now. And the Void Ray will finish.
That's what it looks like. Meanwhile, the cannon in the main, in the natural of Mixu is being slowly dealt with as it's doing some damage to the hatchery. And it doesn't look like Adept is gonna do any damage either.
And no damage whatsoever. Meanwhile, Mixu can he get the pylon up with one last spile? Oh
no!
It's on 10 HP. That's one shot away from going down. Ah!
Yeah, and Mixu is actually supply block now because that Void Ray is killing off overlords.
Yeah, he was able to get one overlord. He may run into a second overlord as well. So again, Bistork has survived. He's gotten away with his opener. You know, he doesn't have too much of a presence. He does have one Void Ray, I guess, but there should be plenty of queens here to defend.
Right. He's getting a second Stargate.
Oh boy. Disgusting. Second Stargate is on the way. Bistork is going to be going double Stargate Void Ray. He is playing Sky Toss.
Do you think it will be Void Ray?
I mean, we don't see a Fleet Beacon yet, and he is going to have a hard time keeping his bases alive if he doesn't make more Void Rays.
I mean, fair. But we also said that Bistork doesn't necessarily make sense always, so...
True.
Ah no, there is the Void Ray. Okay.
Yeah. Void Rays are now on the way. Mixu is getting his third base up and running. Again, Mixu is pretty far behind in the drone count because of the delayed everything, delayed bases. So Bistork does have the freedom to do this. There are Lings on the way, but Bistork has an Oracle to help defend.
Mixu is getting a second Roach Warren.
Yeah, you know, so you can hit that double. You know, fun fact, Ryu, over the weekend.
I know, Ryu gets double Roach Warren for double upgrade. I know.
Yeah. Just,
I've seen that.
Just saying, less than a week ago, Ryu went double Roach Warren for Roach Speed and Tunneling Claws for a Roach All-In, okay? Just saying, you know? Could be intentional.
I know. And look at that, Bistork does get the Fleet Beacon.
Yeah, Fleet Beacon's on the way. Also, I don't think this is intentional, by the way. I was just bringing it up. But yeah, Bistork is so far getting away with his third base. He's working his Fleet Beacon. I imagine going to be going straight into carriers. Yeah, we've all seen this dance before. Sky Toss. And unfortunately...
Looks like the Sky Toss of the purest form of the Void Ray plus carriers. Plus one attack. Yep.
Unfortunately, unlike the previous game, Mixu doesn't have anywhere near as much momentum, like, because of his delayed bases and because he's been losing a couple of, like, overlords and map presence, a little bit of that map presence. He doesn't have as much of a force that can deny bases. Not yet. We'll see if he can get there. We know that he can. Like, he looked dominant against ForJumy, but again, Bistork is approaching this in a different way. Yeah,
that he is, and I mean, Mixu does have a lot of queens, so he will be able to hold off the attacks, but everything he does is much later than last game, I would say. Like, he's only working on +1 melee right now. Getting a Spire too, so that will be an option, but yeah, he doesn't have as much initiative here.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's taking this slow and steady. He's making non-stop queens right now. 3 queens at a time. He's got how many in total? 11 queens. The creep spread is honestly looking really good, and he can hit a timing with Queen Corruptor, where your Corruptors basically never die because you have queens to transfuse and keep them alive, and it can honestly be a really great timing, especially if your opponent rushes carriers. So I imagine that's what he wants to go for, and he's set up quite well for it.
Yeah, no, the creep spread is really great indeed. And with the amount of queens, it really may be a nice option for him. He's trying to deny this 4th base right now, but he doesn't quite have enough forces.
Oh boy, yeah, not quite enough. It looks like, again, Bistork is going to be able to get this base up and running, but again, Mixu doesn't really care too much. He's not making another wave of links, he's making overlords over anything. He's already hit the 85 drone count, very nicely done, and he's got some options. He can either try and hit his timing with Corruptors, or he could tech up and try and go like Hive and get a second Spire and work on upgrades and take things slower. Looks like that's not going to be the case.
Yes, as Mixu did opt for the Corruptors as they are now on the way. But the army of Bistork is actually getting ready to step onto the creep or fly over it, I guess.
Yeah, and he doesn't have that much. We got 3 carriers and 3 carriers and 3 void rays. And if he goes too far into creep, he will lose everything. He's got to respect this. He's got to respect the queens and the corruptors for Mixu, as he's just making nothing but corruptors right now. A handful of roaches to support. I say roaches, really ravagers to support. Like Biles are actually surprisingly good against void rays and carriers. Even forcing them to micro backwards and just like stutter step is going to be good enough, as Mixu is working on his push.
Yeah, and this is where I start to worry about Bistork, because he did really nice in the early game, he got a nice advantage, but now the creep is at his doorstep and he's slowly building up this sky army. But Mixu is also getting ready to attack from his side.
Yeah, and I'm really worried about the lack of side defense at this 3rd and 4th base. We have 1 cannon and 1 shield battery, and that is it. There's not that much here to really support this army. We do have a lot of carriers. We do have 6 carriers, and that's pretty impressive, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, 18 Corruptors kind of laugh in the face of 6 carriers, mate, especially without enough void rays.
Yeah, and look how much support of queens they have as well, because of that great creep spread that's on entire map almost.
Exactly, and here we go. The Corruptors are targeting down as many of these carriers as they can. Queens transfuse the Corruptors as well, so they will not die. And the Archons, though, are doing a lot of work. They're going to be able to force this back.
Yeah, but the queens are marching forward, and they are DPSing down the air army themselves. Now the Ravagers joining in as well.
Yeah, exactly. That was the worst fight that Bistork could have taken on the low ground, on creep as well. Without the support of shield batteries, overcharge, and the cannons, he gets knocked down to only a single carrier.
Yes, the Void Rays are still doing nice damage, but eventually they're gonna get sniped by the Corruptors, and the carriers are now without interceptors.
Yeah, exactly, and there's a ground army as well. Roach, Ravager, we have Lings flooding in behind this. The Biles are zoning away the army and even connecting with those Zealots, and there's just too much here. Mixu hitting this timing beautifully. Look at that creep, by the way, basically covering the entire map.
Yeah, the creep spread is really impressive from Mixu this game, and I feel like this is one of the big parts of why he's doing so well, because he did have the support of all of these queens, he did have all of this vision on Bistork's army, and he was able to overpower it.
Yeah, exactly, and just like that, the 3rd base has been broken. We do see that Bistork is trying to muster an army to defend his natural, and it looks like he will. With the help of these Void Rays and specifically Charge Lots, he forces the ground army back, but only the ground army, because the Corruptors, they just keep on pushing forward.
Yeah, the Corruptors keep going, and the Ravagers just had to back off to the Queens because they were left on the creep, and eventually they deal with those as well. So now, what does Bistork have left?
A handful of charge lots. Looking at the unit tab, we have 7 charge lots and 2 void rays. That is all we have to work with right now. The queens are being caught off creep, so again, Bistork is taking a relatively good fight here, but it's all relative. Like,
Yeah, now the overlords are here to spread the creep so the queens can reinforcement even faster and farther down the base of Bistork. And I feel like with another wave of attack, that should be the game for Mixu.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be game. Once again, the Stargate gets depowered. +2 air attack is never going to come into play here. GG gets called, and Mixu will take down the Kong from Hong Kong.
The swarms, Eric.
Okay.
I mean, Mixu is being the real swarms Eric today. Like just you know, like this total style of like making this big army and like having creep everywhere and just like constant like pressure on the like that's kind of his style that I've seen today.
Yeah, definitely. And when it comes to that last game, it was really on Bistork to try and slow down that creep spread. Bearing in mind that he opened up and he had Void Rays, he had an Oracle as well that can use Revelation. But if you remember, he was relatively passive with his Void Rays, with his first couple of units. He wasn't really pressuring his opponent too much. He was trying to poke in towards the 4th base and that's it. So because of that, like, there was nothing stopping that creep spread. Mixu had full control of that map, despite having a really slow army in Queens. Bistork didn't really do too much to try and slow it down.
Yeah, like Bistork started the game very aggressively. Like you had that cannon rush, and like you had some Voiders, but like towards the mid game, he kind of stopped. He just like was like, okay, I did damage, time to take up, and like he was just busy taking up, and like didn't really do much on the other side of the map at all.
Yeah. Unfortunately. GG, well played. Congratulations to Mixu for advancing on. And it looks like he's going to be facing another player, another Sparkling Tuna Cup player.
Yeah, once again, Sparkling Tuna Cup players are showing up for the King of the Hill. And this time we have a Korean Terran joining us. And it is none other than James.
Yeah, James. Is he still in Team GP? I know he was on it for a while.
I'm not sure, actually.
Oh,
he does not have a Wikipedia page, so I cannot check.
Yeah, James used to be really active last year, I want to say, in like the ESL Open Cups, and then he took a break. He kind of disappeared for a while, which was a little bit sad, but it's cool to see him back being active once again. I was just notified by Eddie that he has become a new member to OSC Elite, so clearly James wants to participate. He wants to be active and compete.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool to have him here. As we've seen a lot of Korean Terrans lately, I feel like.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, it's plenty of. There's HonMonO, there's Jinio, Quanta, Percival, a lot of up-and-coming Korean Terrans. Now we have another.
Yeah. And we will see if he is the worthy challenger for our current King on the Hill. Representing Finland and Kova Esports. It is our Swarmzek, Mixu.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance, we have the South Korean Terran player himself, potentially representing himself, maybe on Team GP. It is James.
So, what do you think is the story behind the name James?
I think it's just his name.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Oh my god. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's like Paco Mike, where his name is neither Paco or Mike. He just picked it. And James is doing something very, very interesting here, throwing down his first racks and his second racks as part of the wall.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. Going for the straight 2 racks.
Yeah, 2 racks opener. So there are pros and cons to this. One, obviously you get a wall here at your natural and you can expand freely behind it. You can also be that much more aggressive against your opponents. But because of the fact that he spawned in towards the top instead of the bottom, it means that his add-ons are going to be exposed and on the other side of the wall.
But I don't know if he cares about add-ons, because this is a 3 racks light.
Oh, there is a 3rd racks behind this as well. So Mass Reaper is going to be what we're seeing here from the side of James. Mixu immediately spots the first 2 racks as a part of the natural, so he knows about the aggression that's going to be coming his way.
He doesn't know that it's Reapers, but I feel like he could kind of guess it maybe. Either way, he has to prepare forces at home, because this attack is coming.
Oh yeah, and he does spot the Reapers coming out here with his Overlord, as again, nothing here shoots up. We have 2 Queens in the way, we have our 4 Lings, pretty standard response for the time being, and Mixu can make a choice. He can delay his third base and instead prioritize a 2nd wave of Queens, and it looks like that is exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, the Reaper is now in the base trying to get some drones down, but the Lings are chasing it off, and there is no gas mining, so he will be focusing on the defense.
Yeah, exactly. Just nothing but minerals for the time being. Oh, he is trying to squeeze out that third hatchery, by the way. It is on the way, which means he's not going to have immediately a third and fourth queen to defend. That may be a mistake if things get out of control here for Mixu, or he could just be really confident in his ability to defend.
I mean, so far I don't think he even lost a link, maybe one of them. So far it's doing decently, and the third is a bit out of the way, so also James is not gonna like go for it. The drones are safe. One of them is very low, but all of them are still alive.
Yeah, so far, a great response looking at the units lost tab. Mixu has lost nothing so far, but things snowball because James, he's doing it. He's going for mass Reapers. He's even going for an NG Bay back at home for +1.
Oh boy, +1 Reapers is something I have not seen in a while.
Yeah, Uthermal's done this before. I think he made a video about it. It's very aggressive, very cheesy. He does find that third base. And you know what? This is just buying more time for Mixu to just make more and more links.
I was just gonna say, is he DPSing down the morphing hatchery? Is it this amount of Reapers?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's already at half HP. Like, this base is getting pretty low. But link speed finishes up and Mixu's going for this round.
Yeah, he's not gonna be able to catch this Reaper, but he will chase them away for the time being, so... Ooh, actually sniping a bit of links, but the Reapers do have to move away from the bases at the very least.
Oh, and it looks like the Reapers are getting cornered here. They do get surrounded. More than half of the Reapers are going to go down to those links. I love the way that he was just boxing the Reapers in, and he's going to clean everything up.
Yeah, one of the Reapers survives and is trying to save itself, but it gets cornered in the end, and now the links are going straight to James's base.
And honestly, if Mixu wanted to, we could throw down a Bangling Nest behind this. He hasn't pulled back into gas though, so again, just nothing but minerals to work with. And already, the pressure has been alleviated. Like, James is in a really rough position. You need to gain momentum. You cannot afford to lose any Reapers because ideally you snowball, and that ball is not a ball anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that ball of links looks pretty big there, and it's just sharking around the base of James looking for an opening, but for the time being, we'll just have to chill there. Yeah. Meanwhile, Cynical Death confirms that James is actually teamless.
There you go. Thank you so much. Massive shout out to Cynical Death, one of the OGs, the head of Wikipedia in many ways, Kappa.
I mean... I'm thinking, is Cynical technically the head of StarCraft 2 Wikipedia right now?
I think so. I
think he's like one of the main admins of it.
Yeah,
because there's a difference between admins and employees. Just so people know, employees are paid members and admins are volunteer members.
Yeah, Cynical Death is a massive part of the StarCraft community and of Wikipedia as well. But we'll see if James can pull this off as he's again running across the map with a rebuilt army, but their queens, their leads to the I don't see this just working out, Kuro.
Yeah, once again, the Reapers are slowly getting trapped by the siblings. I have to say, this is a beautiful dance of just Reapers, grenades, and links. It's always just fascinating to watch. Oh, he may actually catch these queens.
Yeah, he does catch one queen, almost gets a second one as well. We do see more links on the way behind this. +1 carapace for Mixu, and that will help negate the +1 attack that James is working with. Again, these Reapers, you gotta respect them. They can be terrifying if left unchecked. And it looks like he's trying to find his way into the main.
Yeah, but the links are already on the way. The queens are here as well. He won't even lose Mixu won't even lose the queen as the transfuses are there as well, but the Reapers are starting to fall.
A little bit of miscontrol there. Every Reaper gets shut down. Once again, GG gets called, and Mixu will take down James. Oh my god.
Yes.
I was so impressed with the early game defense, by the way. Like, the fact that he didn't lose a single drone or a single ling, he was just always in position against the first wave of Reapers, and the way that he was able to maneuver his queens and kind of like, again, zone the Reapers in such a way to get that surround, it was impressive.
No, yeah, Mixu is playing really well today. I'm quite impressed. Like, I haven't been able to watch Mixu's game for a while because like he participates in tournaments, but like he isn't always featured on the stream, and I'm very impressed seeing his games today.
Yeah, I'm impressed as well. Very impressed. GG, well played, and Mixu will remain king of the hill for now, but we still have plenty of games ahead of us. I say plenty. Let me just double check. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look. Want to have a look at the brackets, at how many games have gone on, and it looks like we have an opponent. One of my favorites.
Yeah, the challenger just showed up, and this may turn spicy because our next player appears to be threepoint.
You love to see it. Threepoint has arrived. He is a South Korean Zerg player. One of my favorites. He's a very cheesy Zerg player, but when it comes to ZVZ, that's one of the more standard matchups. It's kind of difficult to really be a little bit too wild. We'll see, though. We'll see. Oh god, as he's actually staying up quite late here to play.
As the players are sorting out the videos. This is so confusing.
Yeah, it looks like Threepoint isn't fully aware of the formats, but he has chosen a map.
It is a non-standard format, to be honest, because it's best of ones.
They are best of ones, and here we go. We're going to be loading on in. Looks like the map is going to be Cosmic Sapphire.
Yes, isn't it? Also, we're making Cynical blush in the chat.
Aw. Less than 3, puppy. Less than 3. Much love, Cynical. Much love. Also, yes, to reiterate for a lot of people that are tuning in for the first time, this is a King of the Hill tournament, which means you stay on the hill until someone knocks you out, and you earn more money depending on how many wins you get. So Mixu, he's kind of racking up a lot of USD here. He was able to take down ForJumy, he took down Bistork, he took down James. Can he get a 4th win under his belt?
We will find out, as we are looking at our current king. The Swarm Zerg from Finland, not Gerald, but representing Kova Esports, it is Mixu.
And let's go, because spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the contender, the challenger, the 2B usurper, the South Korean Zerg player. He is red, going for a 12 pool. It is Threepoint.
Mixu is drowning. Right. He's drowning.
Yeah, which is fine. It's fine. We do have a 12 pool opener, but it's not a 13-12. It's not a 12-11. Just a regular 12 pool. So Threepoint should be expanding behind this. And Mixu is going for a hatch first opener. Oh my god. It's more all in.
Well.
Let's go.
You said, fortunately, it's not 13-12, huh?
Yes, exactly. It's going to be a 12 pool with a proxy. I imagine proxy hatchery. We do have the minerals for it. We're nearing up on 300 minerals, and Threepoint is looking to, I imagine, throw down a spine crawler.
Oh yeah, that will definitely be happening. As this drone is looking up. Okay, going for the hatchery one.
Yeah,
okay,
I
see.
Yep. He goes for the hatch trick to go for that spine crawler. Meanwhile, Mixu, he does see this. He pulls the boys. It was in range of the hatchery. Feels bad, man, for Threepoint, as this spine is already being worked on.
I feel like it might have been because he used the hatchery, because hatchery is bigger. Maybe hatchery popped in the vision. But he's gonna try it again.
He has to.
He's the drone there.
He's all in. He has to. Like there is no turning back from here. The Lings are gonna rock up. It looks like he's gonna wait for the hatchery to finish, and then he can start his spine crawler here in the face of his opponent. He just needs a little bit more time, a little bit more minerals. He needs 100. There we go.
Yeah, the spine is on the way, but the Lings of Mixu are now on the way as well. And we will see if he can defend it this time. He will actually pull the drones to defend this hatchery.
Yeah, how good is the micro going to be? Can Threepoint get a kill in this hatchery? That's what he has to do. He's joining up behind this, by the way. He is attempting to transition. So far, so good for Mixu. He hasn't committed too much. The drones are going to help out, but in a couple of seconds, the spine is going to finish.
Yeah, and that spine will not be denied. The Zerglings are now starting to munch on the drones. Now, can they kill enough? Yeah, it looks like the drones survived. The Lings are now cleaned up, and now all that is left is this spine.
Yeah, the target fire is pretty good. He gets 4 drones. Can he get 5? It looks like 1 more. Can he get 6? Up.
6 drones. 7.
Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty good damage, but not game-ending damage, which is the important part.
That's okay, because threepoint is now ahead in drones. He is behind in gas and behind and equal in bases, so that was an okay amount of damage. Threepoint did just lose an overlord though, and that will supply block him. Oof.
Yeah. By the way, quick fun fact from Eddie in the chat: that last game was Mixu's 30th win in King of the Hills, so he's moving a tier in Hall of Fame.
Nice. He is moving on up in the world. The Lings are here to counterattack. We do have one queen on the ramp. We have a second queen on the way. Threepoint has to be careful to make sure that that queen doesn't get surrounded, but it looks like he should have enough to zone away Mixu. Oh.
Yeah, Mixu is trying to find the damage he can. He got a drone, but it looks like that will be all that he's gonna get right now, and we may just stabilize.
Yeah, we're stabilizing a little bit. I say a little bit because threepoint has once again stopped droning. I do appreciate that he did pull some workers towards the low ground to make it look like he's droning. Mixu wants to try and get a scout off, but he does not get up the ramp. He doesn't see that threepoint is going to link flood.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, Mixu is not stopping his link production either, and he is getting for binding nest, so he may still be able to hold this.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, Mixu has droned up a little bit more, but look at that. We have a full wall off back at home. We have a Bailey Nest on the way as well. It is on threepoint to try and break him, and it's going to be so difficult to do so, especially when you're going up against Banes.
Yeah. The links of threepoint are trying to find what damage they can at the wall, trying to bait some of these links, but Mixu actually has more now.
Wow, no, not just that. Link speed just finished for Mixu, and Link speed is still on the way for threepoint, so his links get caught out. Mixu has map control. He's going for a massive counterattack, and threepoint doesn't have a Bailey Nest.
Yeah, 10 seconds left on the speed for threepoint, but actually he's gonna be able to get it in time before Mixu comes in here. But the banelings are now on the way.
Yeah, they are on the way. Threepoint is going for a massive counterattack. He misses the morphing in banelings of Mixu. Mixu is getting a third base, which is a little bit greedy. He needs these banelings to finish though as soon as possible.
Yeah, two of them are on the way. They may be able to stop this army, but he does not have enough links.
Yeah, and it looks like two of them are going to be denied. Three of them are going to be denied. No, Bailey's going to finish here defensively for Mixu. And the third base, it gets cancelled.
Yeah, the third base is kind of the wall holds strong, and the banelings are now in the base of threepoint, but there is nothing to be killed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Again, threepoint's all in. He wasn't droning. Mixu goes in to kill workers, but there was nothing to kill.
Yeah, and now he finally gets a banning, so he should be able to do some damage to this army. But now threepoint has bannings of his own.
Yeah, he does. They're on the way, but they get denied once again. Mixu doing a great job at zoning away the links. GG gets called, and Mixu holds on. Here's our three. Oh my god, three? What? With that, he takes 4 wins under his belt, and he has surpassed Nicoract in map score wins.
For today. And also his 31st win in King of the Hills.
GG, well played. I love how aggressive threepoint was being. He was being very cheeky, but he was still behind when it came to the gas count. He didn't go for his own Bailey Nest until a little bit later. It was such a shame that he also got caught out across the map with his slow lings. Very rough timing.
I mean, he was like playing with fire, poking at the wall, but like he wanted to know, I guess, what are the defenses of Mixu, but then Mixu just jumped on him, and that was it.
Yeah. That was it. GG, well played. Mixu takes a 4th win, and can anyone stop him? He's looking on fire right now. Can anyone dethrone Mixu? Because we have 3 more games ahead of us.
Yes.
Only 3.
I just want to say, I just feel so proud seeing somebody like Mixu, who I've seen playing as a diamond in this tournament, and then they get to the level where they take a lot of games of like other like professional players, and it's just great to see that, like, to see these players race to the top.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. We got a lot of love. We got a lot of history with Mixu. For those who don't know, as Kuro was saying, here on the CranKy Ducklings, ever since 2017, we have been running amateur tournaments for diamond players, and later masters players. And back in the day, back in 2018, I believe, Mixu was one of those diamond players. Before he rose to prominence, he was playing in those tournaments.
I think even 17. I think he is one of the. I think he's below 100.
Yeah, he's one of the first 100 players, or he was maybe even there in 2017, and he was playing in our tournaments back in the day, all those years ago, and now all these years later, he's GM. You know, he stuck with it. He kept improving. He kept playing, and it's really cool to see him here finding a lot of success. As we hop over to the land of Europe, and we have our next player. A player that you should be aware of.
What is that reaction?
You know him, Kuro.
Is it Krystianer?
He's the Sparkling Tuna Cup champion, Krystianer.
I knew it.
Oof.
And I am checking right now. And Mixu played in SDO9, which was in December 2017.
Wow, barely. See Duckling Open number 9. Hold on, I want to post it. I want to post it in the chat. Wow. God, that was so long ago. If you're interested, yeah, it's there in the chat. I posted the Wikipedia page for it because all our tournaments have Wikipedia pages. Again, 22nd of December 2017. Oh my god, I played in that tournament.
You did.
Oh my god. I got a walkover win over Terran. I remember I was so terrified to play against Terran Lord. Wow. Milk and Cookies played in that tournament. Volt. There's Mixu, by the way. He got knocked out in the first round. Oh my god.
But that's my point exactly. Like in 2017, Mixu got knocked out in first round of a Diamond tournament. And today we see him taking win after win.
Yeah. God. It's come so far. But yeah.
That's what I always said. Like, you know, the players who rise to the top are the players who don't give up, you know? Like, even if he might have gotten knocked out in the first round, like, you know, he tried again next week or like in 2 weeks, and like maybe he tried next year, and now he's here.
Yeah, now he is here. We have a couple of those like Cinderella stories when it comes to our Diamond tournaments from back in the day. We always bring it up, but Oreo is another one, Starduck is another one, Ruichi is another one. These players who started off as Diamond in our tournaments, and they didn't stop playing. They kept improving. They moved on to Masters tournaments, and then eventually became GMs and became pro players in their own regions. So it's always really cool to see like success stories like that. Obviously, it doesn't happen to everyone, but like that's why we run the tournaments that we do, because we give opportunities to players to compete and give them a reason to get better. That's our goal anyway.
Yeah, because like, you know, it's nice when people have something to participate in, that like, you know, something to motivate them, because when they can actually see their improvement week to week, and if they just keep going, they just may get it.
Definitely. Oh my god. But yeah, it looks like our players just asked for a little bit of a break, but they are now back. They've done their veto, and Cosmic Sapphire, it's going to be the map of choice once again.
Yeah, and we will see if Mixu can defend this tough opponent, this tough challenger in front of him. The champion of STC just a few hours ago.
The Sparkling Tuna.
The Sparkling Tuna, yes.
Oh my god, let's go! As the players are just getting ready, there we go, we can hear the beeps. They are now prepared for their next game. Mixu, can he win 5 in a row? He is so close, but Krystianer is a terrifying opponent.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I'm quickly double checking here, and okay, I was checking if they played today in Sparkling Tuna Cup, but no. Mixu ended up getting knocked out by Nicoract.
Yeah, Mixu was in the top part of the bracket. Krystianer was in the bottom. But we will find out soon. As for now, we are looking at the base of our current king. Representing Finland, representing Kova Esports, and representing the Swarm Zergs. It is Mixu.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the pink Polish Protoss player himself representing Team Blazer. It is Krystianer. Boy, again, Krystianer already on cloud 9. He just won a weekly tournament, Sparkling Tuna Cup, so he's already earned some money tonight. But now he wants a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, might as well. Like, you're already warmed up, so why not?
Why not indeed? And yeah, I'm really curious to see how this kind of plays out. What I will say is that we haven't really seen too much of Mixu against standard play, because even though he has played a couple of Protoss players already tonight, both ForJumy and Bistork tried to play Skytoss.
Oh yeah, that they did. I don't think Krystianer will be going in that direction, but for now we just have to wait and see, as they're going for fairly standard builds.
Yeah, pretty standard. We have Hatch Gas Pool coming out from Mixu back across the map. Krystianer is going for his Gate Expand. Everything looking pretty standard. It's all about what the follow-up will be. Personally, I would love to see triple Oracle into a third base from Krystianer, triple Oracle into Blink Stalkers. But it's a best of one. So, you know, that's why we've been seeing so many crazy, weird builds, because you can do anything in a best of one.
Oh yeah. Like, you know, but at the same time, one mistake and you are out of the game. So, you know, it's very high stakes, high reward, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. High risk, high reward here. So what's going to be the tech of choice from Krystianer, as the Cybercore does finish up back at home, and in the end, Stargate.
Meanwhile, Deep Value in the chat. I've been improving lately. I finally take a third base and only cannon rush 3 out of 4 games. I mean, look, small steps.
You're not wrong. You know, you're improving is what's important. Also shaking my head. Regardless. Oh god. As Krystianer is moving out with his first adept. Again, it's only one adept, so it's only to scout. Any kind of drone kills will be a bit of a bonus here for Krystianer, as he's trying to make sure that there is a third base and there's no crazy aggression.
Yeah. The adept going into the natural, checking on these links. And yeah, we do have Oracle on the way.
Yeah, we do have that Oracle opener. We do have a Stalker here as well to just to zone away the Overlord of Mixu and make the scouting a little bit more difficult. And yeah, I hope that that Mixu, because he's playing in the dark, will throw down some safety spores later on, as that first Oracle is already moving out across the map, or actually going to be moving out to kill this Overlord.
Yeah, I was gonna say, quick question: is that actually an Overlord spot? But it looks like it is. Okay. Because it looks pretty low, but I guess that little thing in the middle is enough to hide it.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Lynx try to dip on in. They try to get us around on that Stalker, but in the end, Krystianer is a little bit too quick. We do see confirmation that the third base is thrown down, and Krystianer, it looks like he's going to be the aggressor here. He's going for a bit of a gateway explosion. He's only going for one Oracle, and he went for a very fast Twilight Council behind him.
Yeah, so there will be aggression coming in. But the Oracle is actually stopped by the Queens, so no damage there. There are spores now coming as well, so this should be held off.
Yeah, the
but
Oracle
will Mix to be able to hold the ground.
Yeah, I imagine this is going to be for Glaive at depths. We'll see. He has taken a third gas here on the low ground, and there it is. Glaives is going to be on the way, and if Mixu doesn't throw down a safety Roach Warren, then he could be in a lot of trouble.
I'm thinking, because if you remember both games that Mixu played versus Protoss, he went for +1 links. Yeah, and there it is. We have melee upgrades for links. There is that safety Roach Warren though. The question is, can he see the adepts in time?
Yeah, that's the real question. Like, this is also already a little bit of a tell here. His links are moving out across the map, and there we go. The adepts have been spotted. This is a bit of a tell, but not really, because there are a lot of players that just make adepts just to defend. But they do end up moving out across the map, and we'll see if Mixu does opt to make any roaches. What's important is that there's no robo with this. It is only 4-gate glaive adepts. Yeah. So, yeah, there's no way to reinforce across the map.
Yeah, there are no pylons on the map either, so the only reinforcements are the ones coming straight from the bases of Krystianer, so at least Mixu has that much more time to prepare his defenses.
Yeah, and Krystianer's already transitioning. one, he is warping in another wave of adepts though. Now with this, like, he can do a lot of damage. But we have a Forge on the way. I imagine as soon as Glaives finishes, he is going to get into Blink.
Yeah, immediately. Without a second of delay, the Blink is already on the way. While the adepts are trying to see if they can get any damage done.
And already they're forcing a lot of lost mine time. 0 mining here at the third base location. Meanwhile, we do commit to the shade, and oh my god, drones are falling!
The drones that were evacuated from the third are going straight into the adepts, but now roaches are out, but there are only a few of them.
Yeah, only a few roaches, and Krystianer is looking to shade into the main base as well. More drones. This is far too much damage. 23 drones go down. This is already worth it for Krystianer, and he's not done. These adepts have plenty of HP to work with.
Yeah, the queens are trying to chase the adepts away, but every time Mixu evacuates the drones, the adepts are right there and just getting more kills done.
Yeah, exactly. Like, again, Mixu didn't see this coming until it was too late. He wasn't able to get a full wall off here at the natural base, and oh my god, even a stasis trap going off. G gets called. Krystianer knocks down the reigning king, and he's taken the throne.
I've seen the chat for swarms, like. I've seen the chat.
The
swarm will not win today.
Yeah, the terrifying thing about what we just saw is that Krystianer, like, he wasn't all in. He had a fourth base behind it. His third base was fully saturated. He had Blink on the way. He had +1 on the way. He could transition. Like, that was not meant to kill. That was meant to cripple, and just, it did kill him. Oh.
I mean, it did cripple him so much that he fell over.
True. GG, well played. Mixu had a great run today, getting 4 wins in a row.
Yes.
But now we have a new king.
And as we said before, Mixu had some really impressive games today, so a really great result from him. Also, shout out to Icecar in the chat, who's vibing to the tunas.
Yes, massive shout out to Icecar, another one of our lovely admins. Sinistro was here earlier, then Cynical, now Icecar. It's cool to see everyone.
Yeah. So I have to sell this joke to Steelmont. Hold on.
Fair enough.
I just said vibing. Hold on. Vibing to the tunas, like tunes, get it?
Ah, awful. Actually awful. Shaking my head. Oh, God. But, yeah, congratulations to Krystianer. He does usurp and overthrow Mixu. And now, can anyone stop him? Because there are 2 games left.
And Mixu is also pointing in the chat that the drones that he pulled also blocked the Evo from going down in the wall. So it's even more unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because he could have blocked it, but like because they were evacuating, like it just blocked the wall.
That's so unlucky. I did see the drone. There was one drone that was left idle at the wall, so it did look like he was trying to throw down that wall in the end.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one mistake. One small mistake like that can just end the game. But Mixu, despite that, I see you in the chat, and if you're listening to this, I hope you enjoyed your run anyway. Like, you did a really good job winning 4 games in a row. And sure, your run ends here, but like, I hope, like, you know, it was really good. Like, we're proud of you. We're proud.
Yeah, those are some very, very nice games. Oh boy, as I see the next challenger approaching.
Oh boy, here we go. We are actually. Oh wait. I was like, should we hop over to Europe? But we are in Europe. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we are in Europe. And it looks like we should be changing language because we have some Polish derby.
Yes, dzień dobry everyone. It looks like Gerald has woken up. He is rocking up here, and this is going to be a battle of who is going to be the best Protoss player in all of Poland. To be fair, Poland has a lot of Protosses, a lot of pink Protosses and purple Protosses. Mana, Art, Rodzin, Poppy, to name a few. But these 2, they're some of the best.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Krystianer has been rising to the top recently, and Gerald has already, I feel like, established himself as one of the best players in Poland, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
And we will see them in a PvP.
Oh, We will. I wanted to avoid them, but PvPs are upon us, and we're going to one of the older maps again. Let's go.
Right. It's not just the older maps. It's the Eternal Empire, where the games are eternal.
The games are eternal. Oh my god. Eternal Empire, a map that we haven't seen in years, but we're seeing here tonight for the second time in a PvP. Despite that though, despite the fact that it's a large map, I do want to say we're going to see some proxies. I want to believe.
I'm just going through PTSD of 1 hour PvP.
God, I hope not. I see oh god, I see someone in the chat. 6-hour cast, Gunner RTS. Yes, it's been 6 hours so far. We're almost done though. For those wondering, there's still, I believe, 2 best of ones remaining. 2 best of ones.
I just want to let everyone know that Steamwall liked my joke.
Yeah, of course he did.
Of course he did.
That doesn't make it good, okay?
I never said it was.
Oh god. Oh my god, there's so much nostalgia. I'm not gonna lie, when we load in, maybe it's my memory, but I feel like the map is more orange than I remember it.
Nah, it was always like that.
It really popped out in my mind, but
yeah, it's just very intensely colored. It has very intensely yellow palette.
Oh boy. Here we go. We can hear the beeps. The Polish Derby is upon us. Who is going to reign supreme here? Are we going to see Krystianer hold on to his crown, hold on to his throne? Or will he lose it as soon as he got it?
It just dawned on me. How many years has it been since Eternal Empire was in the map pool?
I want to say Eternal Empire was like 2018 or 2019.
Has Krystianer played on it?
I think so. He was playing back then, right? Yeah.
I don't know, because he's one of these like new kids, you know, on the blog. I'm actually not sure. But I guess we'll find out what he knows about this map, as for now, we have our challenger, representing System Gaming. It is none other than the Blue Protoss, Gerald.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Eternal Empire, we have the pink Polish Protoss player himself representing Team Blazer. It is Krystianer, the sparkling Tuna Cup champion himself.
Indeed. So Mixu is providing more commentary on his games in the chat for those who want to check that out.
Oh, yeah, you love to see it.
But yeah, so far we're seeing a mirror game, except for the fact that Gerald picked a very interesting pattern.
Yeah, this is what we all want to see, mate. As he goes towards the bottom right-hand corner of the map, he's rotating over here, and this is not a bad location for a proxy starport.
Starport?
Sorry,
is he gonna make BCs?
Oh, he could go BC. I don't think we've seen BCs lose the game tonight. Not gonna lie.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Boy. Meanwhile, we do see Krystianer dipping into the main base of Gerald, and he confirms, okay, mate, you got your gases, you got your tech, you got everything, except where is your second pylon? It should be here, and it's not.
Yeah, the probe is even staying around checking for it, and he just cannot find it. Where can it be? And we know that it is with the Stargate.
Yeah, and the thing is that if he does spot the 2 Zealots, that's already a big tell. We do have that proxy Stargate across the map, because your gas has to be spent somewhere. And usually, like, even if there's not a pylon in your main base, it could be a fake pylon, right? It could be a fake proxy pylon. That is quite common nowadays as well. Krystianer, though, he's running around. He's trying to figure out what is going on himself. And so far, opting not to expand, which I think is a good thing. You know, he's making a wave of Stalkers first.
Yeah, and Gerald does cancel those Zealots in the end. He's going for Stalkers instead. And Krystianer goes for his own Stargate.
Yeah, he's going for his own defensive Stargate. He's going for his own natural base as well. Oh, but Gerald, he doesn't give a damn as he's making his first Oracle, looking to dive into the mineral line and get as much damage as possible. Krystianer is ready for this though. Again, he hasn't scouted the proxy, but he's playing it safe.
Yeah, he's scouting the top side of the map, but unfortunately for him, the proxy is in the bottom right. But it doesn't look like the Oracle is gonna gonna do too much damage.
Yeah, because of the position of these Stalkers, like the Oracle shouldn't get too much done. We do have a second Oracle on the way. But what's important is that Gerald is going to scout the opener of Krystianer, and he should be getting ready for counter-aggression. Oh, oh. Oh my god. There's not enough room there to be safe.
Yeah. See, back in the day, the maps didn't have this space.
Uh-huh. Oh boy, Gerald's being punished for his lack of knowledge on the maps because it's been so long since we played on it. Meanwhile, his Stalkers are trying to intercept this Oracle, but they cannot keep up. The Oracle is going to be going across the map. Thankfully, Gerald does have a second Oracle, and he's going to be committing, but he has to do something more because losing an Oracle for free like that is devastating.
Yeah, definitely, but the Stalkers of Krystianer are still in the base, I believe, so he will have to be very careful about that. The Oracles of Krystianer are spotted by Gerald on the map, so he should be able to handle those. 3 probes going down.
Yeah, that's better than nothing, and he keeps the Oracle alive.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Krystianer is still trying to find a way in. What's important is that Gerald also went for a Phoenix, so again, he's looking to shut down these Oracles, and he does find them.
Yeah, that's very nicely done for Gerald. Unfortunately, he also finds the Stalkers, so this Phoenix will not be able to do much at all. But that does give him a heads up about the attack coming.
Yeah, we have a shield battery on the way. He's already being set up defensively. And what's important is that because this is Eternal Empire, it takes a long time to move out across the map. So Gerald does have some time to respond here. Shield battery now halfway done, but Krystianer is about to rock up here and take out a couple of these workers.
Yeah, the workers are just there, ready for the picking, and one of the Oracles does fall down, but that means that the Stalkers are not fighting the ground army, and they are being picked off.
Yeah, that they are. Krystianer is getting a little bit out of control here, but with the defensive warp in, with the shield battery, it looks like Gerald will be able to push all of this back, but not without losing 12 probes.
Yes, indeed. Quite a heavy loss on Gerald's side of things, but now he's able to push away this army of Krystianer, and he will even try to chase it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he has to go for a bit of a counterattack. He does have a little bit of a reinforcement point, but it is going to be slow warp-ins. And Krystianer, he's still trying to get his own defenses up and running. But again, because this map is so large, he should have plenty of time to be able to, like, at least protect his natural. But what about his third?
Yeah, the third is completely naked, and Stalkers should be able to deal with it, but now the army of Krystianer is moving in, and will be able to shoot it up.
Yeah, Krystianer ends up holding on to his third base, which is pretty insane, not gonna lie. Like, he has an economic advantage. He's gonna have an even larger one once he gets the space up and running, and now Gerald has to play from behind.
Yeah, indeed he does, and he does have less Stalkers. The blink is on the same time, but because he does not have the economy, like, his tech transitions will be slower as well.
They will, as we have a little bit of trading here. Krystianer has to be careful not to chase. Oh my god, he blinks on forward anyway, and he's going to be able to snipe one of those Stalkers for his troubles, but going to lose the 2 as a result. Oh my god.
Yeah, not ideal engagement, but not a horrible one either. Fairly equal losses on both sides, I guess.
Yeah, we end up trading 2 for 2. Krystianer still has the faster base. He still has the probe lead. He just threw down a robo, I imagine, for immortal production. First, we're starting things off with an observer. He's even playing it safe. He knows that he's ahead, and you know what? When you're behind Dark Shrine, so he gets a safety cannon.
Yeah, no, that's really good thinking. He has a cannon, he has the shield batteries, so he's pretty safe for now. And what can Gerald do to come back into this game?
That's a good question. I mean, Gerald does have 3 gates and he's about to have a 4th, so he could just make nothing but Stalkers and just try and overwhelm his opponent. It's a bit of a risky thing to do though, because Krystianer, defensively, he's getting Immortals as well, and as the Immortal count gets larger, Stalkers lose their value.
Yeah. And Gerald tried to pull Krystianer apart with Adepts from one side and Stalkers from the other, but Krystianer not only has the army in the middle, but also has an observer on the ramp. So he was aware of every attack coming.
Yeah, Yeah, he was aware he was in position, and I love this choice from Gerald. There are multiple ways to come back, especially in PvP. DTs are one of them, but they're a little bit more all-in. Instead, he's taking up very quickly. He's going for a second robo and a robotic spay. He's skipping a bunch of tech and going straight into double disruptor production. He's obviously going to be lacking in immortals. He's going to be lacking in charge lots. He's going to be having a smaller stalker army, but disruptors, you know, if the Novas connect, like, he can make up for that.
Yeah, definitely. As they are called the Great Equalizer, as everybody likes to call it. They definitely can win you an engagement if they are used at the right moment, but I'm looking at the map and Krystianer is taking his 4th.
Yeah, his, like, again, like, he just has such a massive economic, like, lead. I say that, but he's actually falling behind in the probe count. He actually stopped producing workers for a while. So because of that, it's not as big as it otherwise would have been, as he's moving out across the map, not just with stalkers, but also with his prism.
Yeah, that's what it looks like right now. Is Gerald prepared for this? He does have the stalkers here. He does have a shield battery and more on the way. The disruptors are now popping out of the robots, so they should be able to help here.
Yeah, they really can, depending on whether or not they do end up connecting. Meanwhile, here we go. The chargers are going to be closing this as the first Nova goes off, and it will connect with the Immortal.
He almost dragged the Nova back into his army, but he managed to zone off this army. Ooh, Disruptor falls down. The second Nova is going into the Stalkers. 2 of them fall down, but that's not a lot.
Yeah, exactly. We see the blink going forward here from Gerald, but he does not get the Immortal. We have a couple more Disruptors coming out. It looks like they are kind of going to connect on some Zealots, but these connections just haven't been good enough.
Yeah, like they're okay connections, but they're not great connections. And another Disruptor just gets straight sniped without making a shot.
Oh, exactly. We're knocked down to only a single Disruptor remaining here for Gerald. Another one gets taken out here at that third base location. More Zealots and Immortals are being morphed in. Gerald is being pulled apart. He just doesn't have the army supply to defend multiple places at once.
Yeah, he's trying to come back now. He's trying to deal with the Stalkers in the main, but as he does that, the Zealots are completely destroying his third base.
Yeah. Exactly, like Krystianer, he just runs all the way around the bases of Gerald. He meets up with the rest of his army. Third base goes down, 29 workers. And again, the Disruptors were supposed to be the equalizers, but they just weren't what they needed to be.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of them were rallied straight into the army as well, and Krystianer remains on the throne.
GG, well played. Oh boy, again, a great start for Krystianer. Like, despite it being a large map and despite him not scouting the proxy Stargate, he was ready for it anyway. And again, just because we haven't played on this map for so long, it was just a little bit unfortunate that Geralt, he lost his first Oracle just because he didn't know that there wasn't enough dead space in the top right-hand corner of the map.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate loss for Geralt. But Krystianer once again proving that he is forced to be reckoned with, as they say. And he's really been on up and up in the recent months.
Definitely. GG, well played. Congratulations to Krystianer for maintaining his lead. And now there is only a single best of 1 remaining. Can anyone stop him? Can he be stopped?
Yeah, this is the last game we will have today for the OSC King of the Hill weekly. Once again, open to the OSC Elite members, so if you do want to participate, you have to be a member of the OSC Elite. Which is I don't want to call it a subscription, but it's a paid membership. Yeah. So if you want to join, make sure to check that out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, these tournaments are open to anyone as long as you're a part of the OSC Elite Club. They grant you access not just to this event, not just the King of the Hill, but I think other tournaments as well. I want to say that they even do like a couple of raffles from time to time. I believe you get bonus OSC points because you're being a part of this tournament. So yeah, there's a lot of value to be had if you're a player.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean. And I'm curious who is gonna be our last challenger for today.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I'm really impressed to see that so far all of these best of 1s have been unique. Like, we haven't had a revive yet, so it's really cool to see everyone tuning in and popping in, and yeah, like so many players being a part of this tournament. But Eddie did tell me that the last player is MIA. So we'll see if the last player gets replaced by someone else, or if we have a revive.
Okay.
Oh, we are going to the land of North America.
Okay, so it's not a European. Chat, you can guess with us.
I mean, chat already knows.
It's not a European. What do you mean chat already knows?
Because I just typed it out in casting tool. They can.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So it is going to be a South Korean Terran player, one of many, a player that hasn't played in Sparkling Tuna Cup. It's going to be Percival.
Great to see him here as well. As the chat is very worried about your sleeping schedule.
Oh, I'm worried too. we can be worried together, chat. Oh my god. It is currently it's not that late actually. It's 2:20 a.m. 2:20 a.m.
Yeah, there you go. Not that bad.
I was ready to go until 4 a.m. but I think you can attest to this. We've had a lot of cheese. We've got a lot of cheese and aggression in these games. So
aggression. We actually didn't have a lot of cheese. We had a lot of aggression.
I mean, we
had some cheese.
Yeah, we had some cheese. So because of that, like a lot of these games like haven't been going the distance. They haven't been too long. So, yeah. Thankfully, we can go to bed at a reasonable hour. Kind of reasonable, you know. Maybe.
Hold on, I need to do this. There you go.
Oh my god. Handsome, well-meaning, and super strong Supercaster Light gets his strength from drinking Dare iced coffee. Before he drinks, Light is a young boy called Lloyd who is keen to keep his alter ego a secret. His best friend is a duckling who brings drinks to him when they are needed for extra strength. Whatever the matchup, wherever the cost, he is ready.
You're welcome.
Quack, and not just quack, because we are going to the map that we have been waiting for. Nightshade is coming out.
Percival is actually crazy enough to pick it.
He's my hero. Let's go. Nightshade.
We were afraid that we were not gonna see it today.
Yeah, I was convinced that we just weren't gonna see it. Like everyone was avoiding it. But no, it is here, Nightshade, the last map in the map pool for this tournament that we just haven't been able to see.
Yeah, and as we said, it's been a while. It's been a while with Nightshade.
It has been a while. It's so purple. It's so dark. I remember, is Nightshade the one that it was like incredibly dark and they had to patch it to lighten it up a little bit?
It may be. I think it might be another one.
I'm pretty sure that happened with Darkness Sanctuary, but maybe Nightshade
as
well.
Yeah. It might have been Nightshade as well. I mean, Nightshade. Nightshade was the map that was made afterwards.
Yeah. Nightshade was the other
definitely
one.
Not poking fun at the name.
Yeah.
It was maybe the same person. Just so clear.
Same person. Also, Kuro, I hope you can count because we are loading in, and I just realized there is no WCS game heart. Oh boy.
But we will see. We'll see if the players can count here, as we are now counting on this new challenger, who is the Korean Terran, the Blue Terran. We have Percival.
And oh my god, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Nightshade LE, we have the current reigning king of the hill, the pink Polish Protoss player himself representing Team Blazer. It is Krystianer. Oh my god, and you know what I miss? I just miss how large Eternal Empire, even Everdream, and Tier Light Nightshade as well. Like the new map pool is so small in comparison. I miss this so much.
Yeah, like like now that you look at it, it's like all these maps look gigantic.
Like I'm not gonna lie. Like casting on Eternal Empire, like my brain was like, oh my god, there's just so much space. Like how do I maneuver the camera? I'll be honest. Like I was like caught off guard by how large it was. And even here in Nightshade, like I'm a little bit not anticipated. I'm a little bit I don't know. Like it's just it's crazy.
Yeah, like you don't realize that until you look at them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is where a map maker probably calls us out that they're actually the same size or something. But,
Yeah.
But they feel bigger, okay?
I'm intimidated. That's it. I'm intimidated by how large this map is. My God. Just because they've been so much smaller recently. But yeah, it's cool to be back. It's cool to be back.
Yes, indeed. So Icecar, I have no idea what you mean. I don't know what you mean.
Can we make this like a be pasta? So as in like you can do a point redemption. It just posts that.
As a point redemption, it just posts?
Yeah. That's what he's asking for.
I'm not sure actually. We could make it a command.
Maybe. We can totally make it a command. But for the time being, okay, when it comes to the openers, so far, pretty stock standard here. I say pretty standard. It's been a long time since I've seen a solid 3-Rex opener, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, yes it did. I mean, we did have a 3Rex today.
Yeah,
but it was 3Rex Reaper.
Yeah, that was an all-in. Like, this is just a TVP opener, and this used to be a lot more prevalent in the meta, especially a couple of seasons ago. And I love this from Percival. Again, this is a little bit offbeat. So far, so good. Krystianer hasn't really been able to scout anything so far. And if you don't scout this, this can catch you off guard because we're going to be moving out across the map with a lot of Marines with Stim.
Yeah, and for now, Krystianer decided to go straight for Blink. Fairly fast, I would say. And he will be trying to scout the other side of the map right now. And can he get in?
We shall see. The first adept is here looking to threaten a shade already. This is a bit of a tell. The fact that there is a bunker on the low ground, the fact that we don't have, any Hellions or anything like that, it should be a very biocentric opener. But what exactly? Because we could still see, like, I don't know, like a factory and like Widow Mines for a drop or something. Like Krystianer is still playing a little bit blind.
Yeah, I mean, that's all the information he's able to get right now, as he's taking his third as well. He's waiting anyway.
Yeah, his third base is now on the way, which is a little bit scary here. We have a robo follow-up after a couple of gateways, so we are teching here for Krystianer. And again, if he techs a little bit too much too quickly, and if he focuses on his economy too much too quickly, he will just die to this.
Yeah. Now the Marines are in production, Steam is on the way, combat shields are on the way. And yeah, Percival is just gonna make more and more units. Oh, actually this Reaper getting kills.
Yeah, the Reaper goes in, he confirms the opener that there's a Twilight Council, that there's Blink on the way, that we don't have any really additional gateways or anything like that. So Percival's gonna be feeling relatively good about himself. I say relative because Krystianer should be moving out soon. He has his own observer. It's so important that he does because he needs his stalkers on the map to chip away at the army and slow it down before he hits, and I think it's a little bit too late.
Yeah, the Adept now sees the army, but it's already on the move. Krystianer is getting Immortals. I don't know if Immortals will help against Bio, really.
I mean, he needs an army. He needs units, so he's making any units that he can. Immortals on the way, shield batteries on the way. He moves out immediately with his stalkers. He has to slow this down, and it looks like he will be able to catch some of these Marines. Gets none so far.
I mean, Percival does not have Steam yet, but it just finished. So he yeah, there you go. There goes the Steam.
Yeah, maybe a little bit premature for the first Stim. It looks like with the shield battery and with the Immortal, Krystianer is going to be able to defend. And every Stim hurts here because there is no medevac. Percival is going to go on top of the ramp, and if he chases too far, then Percival can turn around.
Yeah, that he does. He's getting one Stalker so far. That Immortal is getting some damage on him, but not a lot. And this Bio army is suddenly getting very small.
Yeah, exactly. A very, very good response here by Krystianer. It was a last-minute response, but a response nonetheless. And this means that he holds onto his third base. A third base that Percival, he has seen, but he wasn't able to punish.
Yeah, and Percival doesn't even have a CC started at all because, he was focusing on the 3Rex. So this is what he has.
Yeah, what you see is what you get. I mean, +1 is going to finish up in a couple of seconds, and he has not stopped production. He doesn't have a third CC. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls the boys soon. The unfortunate reality is that Krystianer has an observer here, so if the boys are pulled, he will see.
Yeah, and the stalkers are constantly rotating around the army, constantly taking a few marines down. Once again, as we said, there are no medivacs yet, so all this damage is just piling up.
Yeah, it's all just slowly piling up. Krystianer's getting fully saturated on 3 bases. The longer this goes on, the more all-in Percival is, but I just don't know if he can really make anything happen. He's working on +1 armor. I don't know if that's ever going to finish. As medivacs are finally coming out, so, he can now stim a little bit more freely.
I mean, this is cool and all, but the first Colossus is already finished, the Thermal Lance is on the way, the charge as well. So by the time this push will hit on the base of Protoss, the defense just may be ready.
Yeah, and I don't really know what Percival can do from here. I mean, again, the army is pretty large. Look at the army supply, right? He is doubling that of Krystianer right now. That's why I want him to pull the boys, because Colossus are great, but that's why you need SCVs to tank, especially when you're being this aggressive. But he starts a third.
Widow Mines. He's taking Widow Mines with him. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, Widow Mines are on the way. I mean, they do make faster than tanks. They're cheaper than tanks as well. So he's not all in. He is looking to transition. And again, he does have a large army, but can he deal with the Colossus? Only 1. Not that bad. I mean, Percival does have a couple of Marauders.
There are 2 more on the way, and they are about to be finished. But yeah, so far it's only 1, so it can be sniped, but there are force fields as well.
Yeah, the force field just cut up the army. It's going to buy Krystianer so much time. A little bit of a premature overcharge. Not going to lie, it's already being popped. It's already being wasted, so Percival can try and jump in again. Meanwhile, Krystianer goes for a Zealot run by, and he's going to force Percival all in.
Yeah, this CC is not getting up, and also part of the army has to stop here to deal with the Zealots, while the Colossi are dealing with the army on the front.
Yeah, meanwhile, it looks like Widow Mine shot is going to go up here. So, 1 Stalker goes down, but the army is being forced all the way back. Extended Thermal Lance is now done. Percival has to respect this army. And I don't know if Percival can really fight this. He's going to try and flank this from two sides.
Yeah, he's trying to sandwich his brother's army. Did Krystianer overextend a bit? Like, the Colossus are starting to fall down.
Yeah, there's not enough buffer. The Colossus go down. Percival is pulling this off. Again, with the massive amount of Marines and Marauders. Krystianer just, again, pulled the trigger a little bit too soon. And, oh my god, the Novas are going off, though.
Yeah, the Disruptors are now here. Another shot goes off, and it's gonna take down almost all of the army of Percival. It's mostly Medivacs now.
Oh my god, there were 2 of the most juiciest Novas that could have happened. If it wasn't for that, Percival probably could have ended the game then and there. But somehow, some way, Krystianer is able to hold on. And now suddenly he has the momentum again.
That he does. The army of Percival is trying to reinforce with the Medivacs as well, but I actually dodges that Nova, but the Protoss is just pushing on.
Yeah, he's just pushing on. He's able to focus on one of those Medivacs. We do have a couple of Widow Mines that are going to be able to hold on here for Percival. Krystianer has to back off, but he's got a 4th base behind this. Thankfully, Percival does finish his 3rd CC, so he's not all in. He's still very far behind economically, and I don't know how much longevity he has. Like, he only is still working with a single E base, so he can't even get straight into 2-2. He doesn't have an armory.
Single eBay, no armory, like only barracks. We have this. We have a lot of medivacs here, but yeah, now we have the Zealots walking in. They're gonna meet this army, but they should be able to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, Percival, he's taking a 4th base on location. Mad respect with what he's trying to do. Likewise, Krystianer, I don't know if he has a lot to really protect his own Colossus here. Percival, he's turning around.
I mean, we saw it before that Krystianer is pretty brave with his Colossi. He does have the Disruptors for backup, and he's zoning out the army. Now the Archons are here as well to deal with the bio. And Krystianer takes it.
GG gets called. Again, Percival with the 3-wax opener. It honestly fell in its face. He was able to keep it hidden for a long time, so I have to respect him for that. But the push itself was slowed down long enough, and it was a rough road to recovery after that.
Yeah, indeed. Krystianer once again showing a very strong game, and also thanks to Cynical Dev, who did just bring us the stats, and Eternal as well as Nightshade are as big as Tropical Sacrifice.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Fun fact. Fun fact. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but they feel bigger. But again, must just be a feeling thing. Maybe it's just nostalgia.
It may be more bases. I don't know. I don't know how many bases each of them are.
Oh boy, there we go. Shout out to Cynical Death, the man behind Liquipedia. And GG, congratulations to Krystianer, who's able to get another win under his belt. He continues to be the king of the hill here in OSC. Congratulations.
Indeed. And with that win, that was his third win in today's tournament.
Yes, yes.
So actually he's not on the top. The top of the scoreboard for today is Mixu with 4 victories.
Yeah, 4 victories for Mixu. You love to see it. Again, exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the Liquipedia page and you can see for yourself how much money everyone has made. And yeah, it's not just about the money, it's also about the OSC points. And it does mean that Krystianer is going to be the reigning king, which means I believe for the next OSC King of the Hill, he'll be there. Like he'll be one of the starting players.
Yeah, it does say that if the king wants to, they can return in the next edition. They don't have to, but the option is there.
Yes, yes. The option is there if they want it. Oh boy. Meanwhile, I mean, Percival, what I appreciate is the fact that he played a game on Nightshade, a game that we haven't seen in a long time. And on top of that, he went for an opener that we haven't seen in a long time either. 3 racks opener in TVP. It has fallen out of meta. There was a time where you saw it almost every single TVP. Like, shout out to Cure. I remember Cure in the best of 5 would do it every single game.
Oh, no.
Like last year. But it kind of got played out, and the responses got played out as well, and it just, yeah, it isn't meta for a reason anymore.
Yeah, and I feel like Krystianer is also a very, I don't want to say safe player because we saw him like overextending a bit now and then, but he generally is quite good defensively. Like he has his bases set up quite well.
Yeah, yeah. And he also knew what he could get away with, you know? Fun fact, after he initially defended against the first push, you kind of pointed it out a little bit, he went double robo Colossus production, which is pretty greedy, all things considered, but he knew that he was safe. He had an observer, and he was able to see that no tanks were being produced, that the third base was late, that the bio army itself wasn't looking too threatening, and he was able to like chip away at it as well. Yeah, just solid play from Krystianer. Just very solid.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, he's a very strong player. He's the sparkling tuna. Just saying.
But what more is there to say?
Yeah.
GG, well played. I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves, as that is it. 13 best of ones is all we have for you for the OSC King of the Hill. And massive shout out to OSC and Eddie. Eddie is the CEO of OSC, and he was adminning today, running the whole thing. And yeah, without Eddie, you know, this tournament wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. He's also running it as an admin, and he's picking the players. So yeah, massive shout outs to Eddie. And once again, if you do want to join these kind of events, then you should join the OSC Elite.
Yes.
As that's how you get access to them.
You can be a part of this, so thank you so much. I also want to give a shout out to the other regular casters of this tournament. I'm not entirely sure as to who, but I know Chicken Man used to do a lot of these. I think Steadfast has done some of these in the past as well. Yeah, like there's a lot of work gets put into just covering these events. You're just checking it. Steadfast did do number 101. So yeah, you know, a lot of people do work on this. We just came in to fill in because we're not the regular caster for these tournaments, but you know, Eddie reached out and we're like, sure, we'll do it.
I feel like OSC, I feel like the King of the Hill tournament specifically, they're more spread out amongst like different casters. They don't seem to have like one regular stream. So it's, you know, every now and then you can see a different caster just covering these events. There you go.
And there's always some great StarCraft going on. Great StarCraft. And it's a great format as well. It's a format that you don't get to see too often anymore. You know, massive shout out to Shoutcraft, to the old like Shoutcraft King of the Hill that used to be a thing. It's cool to see it, you know, again here in some way. And it's been going on for a long time. Like 104. That's a lot of weeklies.
Oh yeah. That is a lot of weeklies indeed.
With that, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We are here, and we are going to wrap things up. Before we do, Kuro, who are you, and where can people find more of you?
I'm Kuro, the greatest casting jersey. The only casting jersey. And I'm better known as 16 Squad Sanseki, as you might have noticed me in the chat. And I am mostly doing things with CranKy Ducklings. So if you liked what you see, then make sure to follow us either here or on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or join our Discord. Especially join our Discord, because that's where everything is happening. But when I'm not doing StarCraft, then I'm streaming on my own channel, which is twitch.tv/16 Squad Sanseki. I couldn't have said that faster. but there it's mostly non-StarCraft games, things like Final Fantasy XIV. I just finished playthrough of Stray, and I don't know what I'm gonna be playing next, so we'll find out. But what about you, Light?
You can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch. I do stream throughout the week, and I mainly stream either my ladder sessions, which are very hit and miss. I've been having a hard time. Fun fact, I had a ladder session the other day, like 2 days ago, where I won, I think, 9 games in a row of just facing nothing but Zerg and Protoss. And then bam, as soon as I hit a Terran, my losing streak starts. And it was...
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
It was quite smudge,
But the games before that was good.
Yeah. We're on our road to Masters too. That's what's happening over on my Twitch channel. If you're interested in that sort of thing, if you're interested, on the road to 4.5k. I also stream other games. I've been streaming Spider-Man, the new remaster, Final Fantasy XIV, maybe some other stuff in between. But if you're only interested in our casting and in like StarCraft 2 broadcasting and tournaments, then follow us here on the CranKy Ducklings, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We're all over the place. All of our VODs are uploaded to our YouTube channel, where we post VODs on a daily basis. And yeah, you can follow us there. Join us on Discord if you want to interact with us outside of the stream. And yeah, we're live throughout the week with plenty of StarCraft, whether it's one-off events like this, you know, King of the Hill, or Sparkling Tuna Cup, or ESL Open Cup Asia, or some of our other events, Sentimiento Latino, Latin American tournaments, North American tournaments, and we also cover all of the qualifiers for Home Story Cup, TSL, DreamHack. We do it all.
Except for Europe.
Except for Europe. Sometimes we even do Europe, to be fair.
Fair. We did that one time.
We did do it that one time. We did. It was a mistake. Oh, God. But yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed yourselves. We hope you enjoyed the cast. I do apologize because, again, I'm pretty tired, and I notice myself slipping up every now and then as well, because it's 3 a.m. here in Australia. So we're going to be going to bed. But thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's well-timed, Yon, huh?
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you. And give some loves to one of our boys. I don't mention this too often, but we also have a pro team. The CranKy Ducklings do have a pro team. A lot of good players. And Vindicta just went live with his stream, so we're going to give him a bit of a raid, give him some support, give him some love. He's an amazing Terran player, and it looks like he's going to be doing some coaching, or just he's just going to be laddering on Europe. So give him some love, give him some support,
give him some memes.
Give him some memes, give him some smurgers. That's what he's calling his subscribers for some reason. And if you want to support us here in the CranKy Ducklings, you can subscribe on Twitch. We have a Patreon. You can follow us. However you want to support us. Thank you. With that, Kuro, do you have anything else you want to say?
Quack.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys on Friday. Ciao.
Bye.